Hey, welcome back to Matchball Good. My name is Andre. Hey, Pat.
Hey, I'm Patrick.
Hey, welcome everyone. It is technically October by all legal limits. How you doing, Pat? It's been a bit.
I've been okay. Yeah, it's been like a week and a half.
It's been a week and a half, hasn't it?
It's been a hell of a week and a half.
That's subtle. Yeah, it really has been. This is like, we don't talk too much about this, I guess, but Montreal has been sliding backwards in some extents. We're now on the first day of a 28-day pretty hard lockdown. I think just about everything besides schools and, well, this doesn't sound like a lot, but basically they shut down almost everything, and you're no longer to meet with anybody anywhere, even in public.
Yeah, you can't even go out for a picnic in the park, even if you're 6 feet apart.
No, you can't do that anymore, which is wild. So it is going to be beginning of what everyone said would be a long autumn or a long winter. Obviously, things could be a lot worse, I reckon, from where we are. But yeah, for now, you buckle up, y'all. I hope you enjoy being indoors a fair bit, but that always happens at this point of year anyways. How's it going, everyone? Marc-Andre, how you doing? Parallel, yo, Julien, what up? Marc Alamain, Baza, also happy Thursday to y'all as well. Hopefully you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Let us know how Pat's audio is, because I can't do that good of a job, I don't think. Pat, it is Worlds in a week.
Yeah, oh boy. I'm excited and nervous. I'm scared.
You're playing.
I am playing. I don't know what I'm playing, but I am playing for sure.
Very good. So for those who don't know, Worlds it's a very accessible event this year. Have you registered already, Pat?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Or at least I bought my ticket. I haven't registered.
Okay. Yeah, that's not the same thing, is it? Is that two different things?
No, well, I haven't registered my deck or like let them know what day I'm playing.
Okay. So that's a big thing, is there are 2 days. Friday, October 9th is the day that makes more sense for the Western Hemisphere, if I'm not mistaken. It starts at like 2. 10:30 p. That's like, yeah, basically in the afternoon. But then if you want to play on Saturday, which I think a lot of people will be playing on Saturday just on the basis that it's not, a working day for those who might work on Fridays. But that starts here. It's like 5:30 in the morning here in North America, at least the eastern side of North America, even worse for the West Coast. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, whether we're actually going to see a lot of players from the West side of the world playing on Saturday. But yeah, on Saturday. You're looking for Friday for sure, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I took all of next week off.
Oh, get out. Is that grinding or other stuff? What are we doing?
I mean, it's going to be mostly grinding, but I also have, I've got to catch up my gaming back catalog, my reading lists and stuff like that.
Right on.
You see what I can do.
That's super cool.
Trying to think about what my game of the year is going to be. Haven't played Hades yet,
That's one of the big contenders I've heard from a lot of people.
Yep.
Yo, I'm in this weird spot with Hades where they announced on Switch that Switch and PC would have cross-save support for Hades, but then they backpedaled, which I don't blame them. They said, like, we don't have it on time for release, so we're going to add it later this year. But now I don't know what to do, because I want to play Hades on Switch, but I have like pretty good progress on PC because the game was early access.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what is going to happen. Like, is it going to ask me, do you want to overwrite your save? So I haven't touched the Switch thing, even though I paid the, like, whatever, $27 for it. So yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hades is great. I can't recommend it enough. Yo, Narco, how's it going?
Well, I'm looking forward.
Screw Saturday, Fridays for hardcore Euros. I'm also excited. Yeah, that's worth saying. How many European players or players from maybe Asia Pacific region are going to be playing on Friday as well. Maybe that makes more sense. It's also a long weekend. Like, we just talked about the 28-day lockdown, which largely cancels if anybody had plans for Canadian Thanksgiving, which is that weekend. So the Monday is generally off here in Canada. At least I think so. Maybe Ontario has more than that. I think Quebec, we just have the Monday. But it's technically a long weekend, but like, you can't see your family. I'm just gonna close the window, Pat. Here, 1 second.
Yeah, sure. I'll just vamp. I don't know what to say. He'll be back soon. We can just talk for a bit,
So
if you don't get to.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, you're back.
How's it going? Baza says I picked up my Worlds ticket today. Heck yeah. Yeah, tickets are $35 US. It's like 90 Australian dollars. It's like 10. It's like 10 Canadian, 90 Canadian. I did that joke wrong.
What?
But
yeah, you messed it up.
Yeah. Our money is plastic and a joke. That's the punchline. So today we're going to do it like we're going to be doing, I think we did a bit of this last week, and we're going to definitely be doing it next week. The big question is, what is good in the world of Netrunner? People want to ask me this. I don't even know if people want to ask me this. Pat, say Worlds is in a week. Obviously,
Okay,
I don't think
let's
you've
assume.
started your like hardcore testing. But
No.
what looks good to a Patrick?
So I don't know if this is what I'll play, but what I'm
Okay.
assuming is going to be popular is Asa. And
Yeah.
based on that, I assume the runners are going to be like running stuff like Freedom or Apocalypse, things that will trash a whole lot of assets easily, that sort of thing.
So why do you think Asa will be represented?
Well, it was popular Continentals, and it wasn't hit too hard by the recent changes to the not the NWL, the standard ban list.
Yeah.
So
So
it's still strong. It's still very very variable.
yeah, so the biggest changes that basically I don't know how they're going to define definitely to at least some extent Worlds is that we have the new ban list. I think it's 2009 if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And that is 3 cards, right? We have SSL endorsement that's banned, Gold Farmer that's banned, and Patat that's banned. Now the
You
Nisei
just cut out
folk.
for me for a second.
Oh hey, you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, so that happens, unfortunately. Also, the internet was like
Mhm.
really not doing well when I was playing the intro music, so we'll see if this holds on. But the basic idea is 3 cards got banned. And Nisei does a really good write-up, which I definitely appreciate a lot. I think a lot of people do, where they talk about the changes they made and why they think they made these changes, but also they talk about some of the changes that they didn't make. So for instance, Asa is a very flexible identity, and we're seeing a lot of like, if we look at the Continentals, which are the Intercontinentals, which were the last big like world type stage tournaments, Asa Group did really well. And not only did really well with a lot of different deck lists that had pretty discreetly different win conditions. And I believe their logic was that slowing, what exactly did they say, but they basically said that some of the other changes that they've done, basically I think what they said is that like by hopefully destroying GameNet, that like really late game Glacier NBN deck list, which is also doing well, it allows runners to tech more against Asa and tech more against like turn 1 assets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you tech against that, if someone was to ask?
How do you tech against a turn
Yeah,
one asset?
well,
Boy,
yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. Um, I mean, you have to hope you have the right cards in the hand. That's the thing. Hard
Right.
mulligan for like a missed bones or something.
So yeah, we're talking about like I think all factions have ways to deal with this.
Yeah,
I think Anarch, you have a lot of options. You do have Scrubber in faction. That card doesn't see a lot of play. You have cards like Imp, which are really good, but also cards like Valencia, cards like Freedom, Kamalu, identities like Valor Freedom, and identities even as Hoshiko. They can help you a lot when it comes to like dealing the board early in the game and trashing stuff. Right? It just gives you value to help trash, or if you're going to go access cards and trash stuff. So I think all that
yeah,
stuff will be well represented. You said Criminal. We have Miss Bones. I think we're going to see 2 of in a lot of decks. It's a very powerful card, giving you econ in the early game, so you can able to keep boards
yeah, for
down.
sure.
We might as well pull these cards up, I guess. And that's a really big deal. I tried to play against assets last week without Pat Tap, and let me tell you, Pat Tap is really good against asset decks because their economy becomes your economy, and it slows them down
Yeah,
because they can't let you have the economy. So that's actually kind of a big deal that you don't have that. I don't feel like any of the criminal identities really tax out that sort of horizontal strategy too hard. Leela is always good if you know you're singleizing servers. I guess 419 you do have to start paying if you want to protect some of your stuff, or at least protect the information. Also, Amakua is pretty good if you're going horizontal. And then Shaper, I think that's the hardest one. But I think we
yeah,
have been seeing imp recursion in Shaper, and I'm really excited about that because that like
that makes sense.
yeah, that solves a lot of issues that Shaper can have, like losing cards like Film Critic. The idea is that if you simul chip Imp, maybe you put that in what's it called? In the shell of Pawn Shop sort of stuff. This is actually like a very flexible card that on turn 1 you can start dealing with some stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's what I see. Now there's I think one of the cards that I'll be so surprised if it's not a huge deal when it comes to Worlds is Apocalypse. A card that probably should be 5 influence, I'm always saying at least. But like it helps you in so many matchups. We saw in the Continental so many deck lists that weren't even, I wouldn't even consider them 100% Apocalypse list, but they would play 1 copy, maybe 2 copies, and even 1 copy in a 419 criminal list. If you get it off, good. In the matchup, if it matters, it wins you the game. So yeah, that might be a big deal, and I'm excited to see how much of this we see. But there's still a lot of options. There's still so much untested territory. People are not really posting deck lists. This is that sort of quiet period before the storm where everyone's brewing. So we're gonna have to break some of our own ground or try some archetypes. That's our goal today. Also, Pascal, how's it going? Kaku Rainbow, what up? Yet another Thursday stream, and it should be asleep for 2 a.m. here in the UK. It's Pat. Yo, get some sleep if you can, but super happy you can join. Baza says, if I can score 2 wins and get some logic bombs, I'll be happy. The secret of happiness is moderate expectations. I really like that with the prize support, that like there's different tiers of what you want to define as success, and a lot of them are like pretty especially for a tournament that can be 6 or 7 rounds. Like the later you go, the more likely you are to play someone who has as equal skill as you. So like I think a lot of those are very achievable for well, maybe saying the majority of players isn't exactly right, but like there's a lot of different like, you know, goals that you can put out in front of you.
Yeah.
Anarcha says, I managed to talk myself out of panic locking Adam today, but now I need to decide if I want to try and learn Geist in time. Geist is a bit tricky. Yeah, I don't know. Geist is definitely a really competitive deck, but it is a bit hard to play, and it's definitely a bit fiddly. The fact that you're playing on Jinteki.net makes it a lot easier because it automates all your triggers, or most of your triggers. In fact, if all. But I think one of the biggest things, if you're playing in a tournament that's so long, having a deck that doesn't stress you out, that you're very comfortable with, I think that is actually more beneficial than having a tier 1 deck to some respects, right? Like if I had to either play a deck that I've played 200 games with, or a deck that I've been told is kind of broken good, but I'm not very familiar with, I would probably favor the first one. That being said, if you don't fancy yourself to be good at card games for some reason and you want to do well in a tournament, one of the best things you can do is take a really high variance powerful deck. I don't know whether that's Geist exactly, but I don't know.
That's true.
Maybe you just play Titan, who knows. Baza says, I still think the faction locking should be a thing and apoc should be the first one. Oh, like to make sure apoc can be played outside of the faction. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Fad, also, how's it going? Welcome. Pat, how do you feel about playing the outfit, man?
I love playing the outfit. Let's do it.
But we can't because of this red cross here, Pat.
Wait, I don't see a red cross.
You see this SSL here?
So for some reason your mouse is like hovering a few inches above where it really is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
we've got
SSL was banned.
Endorsement.
Now, SSL endorsement, we've talked about this for a long time on this channel now. It being banned is kind of a big deal. Not a lot of, that's a very common 5-3, probably the most common 5-3 in the whole game. Obviously, it's neutral. That makes it a lot easier. But I think the outfit has some options for this. I think the easiest change here you can do is just play SDS drone deployment. It starts with S. You're basically halfway there. And it's still a pretty good card, but again, this is a deck that wants to leverage differential and credits. We have cards like a reversed accounts, we have cards like punitive counterstrike, obviously hard-hitting news. So losing out to 9 to 18 credits you get from a game from SSL endorsement can be a really big deal from this deck. Of course. But also, on the other hand, we don't have pad tap, which makes SSL a bit worse, but slows you down in a lot of these matchups. So maybe that makes us go faster. I don't know. Do you want to just put on some SDSs and see if we can kill some runners?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's do it. Last dance? Question mark. If you play janky IDs, you'll always be a winner. Yeah, that's true too. It's
sure. Yeah.
Anytime that your opponent has to read a card, right? Like that puts them on the back foot because they're like, wait, am I really that good at this game? There's this super cool card that I didn't know of, and then sneak up on them.
If you add SDS, you should add at least one arc lockdown. Just because? I don't know if that's necessary.
No,
I don't know if it's necessary to change.
So, okay, let's talk about that. First, what is this called? The outfit. Okay. So, arc lockdown, firstly, is influence. That's definitely worth knowing. So that can be a bit tricky. Now, this deck does have consulting visits, so one arc lockdown can go pretty far with archive memories.
True.
Now, the big thing about arc lockdown is that in which matchups do you need it? Now, having Arc Lockdown in your deck when you're playing against Anarchs, that's honestly pretty okay, because a lot of Anarchs might not respect it, so you can even play it without SDS drone deployment. That's probably pretty good. Now, when it comes to Shapers, it's almost impossible to lock down their shit as long as they're playing proactively, right? If you trash a Breaker, as long as they have a Simul chip, they can immediately pull it before they give you, an action to go. So it's not always going to work, but it is a bit hard to Arc Lock them down. Now, Criminal is actually the one that is probably the weakest to SDS drone deployment. Criminals are largely on the competitive side running multiple copies of each breaker. Maybe not if they're playing paperclip, maybe they only have a single one, but they also do have cards like Boomerang and Amaku and Inside Job to get around that. But that's actually a faction I believe outside of labor rights you have no interest in locking down. It's just not worth a slot. But we can definitely try it because the drone deployment is pretty strong, and it's just still a fine card against Anarchs, right?
Yep. Yeah, -1 archive memories plus 1 arc lockdown.
Easy. Jason, how's it going? A couple weeks ago, you mentioned you prefer the classic A&R card backs on Juggernaut. Turns out there's a setting for that. Yeah, there totally is. That's actually something that I think we goofed when we were playing, what's it called? When we were playing Nemix cards. Now, for what it's worth, like, I was thinking about this actually a fair bit. I know I prefer it's not that I don't like the Nisei card back. I just don't like branding, but I think it's actually really important because there's a lot of people that come here as newer players and they're like, what, you're still playing Netrunner? And the fact that the card back kind of makes it obvious that this is something slightly different and has the name of the people that are supporting this. I'm totally on board with that. Maybe that's a diplomatic answer, but yeah, I don't know, branding always gets me. Let's give it a shot. I think Arc Lockdown is a pretty relevant card right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's worth including, especially against Anarchs.
Now, this is only applicable to a smaller number of people, but the big thing about knowing whether Arc Lockdown is in the deck, which is something, you know, if you get to the top cut, if you get to finals, stuff like that, they are going to see your deck list, like, right? Like it has, they call open information. And at that point, it changes how you play the game. And we saw some really cool play in Continentals in the top cut where people know like, okay, I have a paperclip, they have an Arc Lockdown, I will play differently. And it's still like, you still saw some really exciting games where people were running into punitive counter strikes and then losing breakers in hand and knowing that they won't get them back. Like there's some really cool stuff you can do with it. So I don't think it's ever totally toast. Fad says maybe the different card back is a precursor to being able to use more custom card backs. Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
That's how you get cosmetics.
Yeah. Microtransactions.
Ooh. Pay to win. I actually didn't know you could change the card back too. That's cool. I actually don't know how you do it more accurately. Like the card sleeves options in Arena. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Chessboxer, what up? Okay, Pat. I've said this once. Right. I've said this 100 times. I'm gonna try and not backseat.
We can do this.
Yeah. Okay, we're against Ken. That means a lot of run events. A lot of those that target HQ pretty aggressively. I think, what's the worst one for us? What's the one where they name event or operation and trash 2 cards?
And Embezzle?
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Embezzle would be bad.
Yeah.
But I like our hand.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, man.
Like we've got economy. We can put a border control over HQ.
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with this.
Early SDS during deployment is also pretty strong against like their deck is a lot of times mostly run events and they don't have that many breakers, so trashing something could be pretty meaningful. Keep.
Hey, you cut out for me again.
Oh, hey, sorry. No, I just asked if you want to keep this.
Oh yeah.
All right, our opponent mulliganed. Okay, so I have married, you can't see this, but I've married our webcams together. So the process, oh man,
no.
2 peas in a pod. It's really cute.
All
right.
Ooh. Okay, now I don't know. Do we always start with a hostile?
I don't think we're in any rush to score the hostile here, right? Like they're not Leela, they're nothing like that. And I feel like with so many events like R&D and HQ, well, maybe not R&D, they could Maker's Eye. There's no Hushik turn 1. Like I think we definitely want to do something so we don't get embezzled or legworked or whatever.
The board control over HQ, hedge fund, they could. We could put the trebuchet over R&D. I don't know.
Yeah, this also we could use for a remote server. It's okay. Trace 6 is good, but yeah, we could put this on R&D for sure.
Just to look like we have ice.
Yeah. Yo, I'm clicking and this is chugging, so I am kind of scared. Oh, that was really loud. Yeah, this is running terribly. Okay. Let's see how this goes. On the backs, the cards have odd beans on them. Syncopate, how's it going? Ooh, okay, so Oracle May. So this is exactly, they drew a diversion of funds. We got to make sure we keep track of that. But this is going to be kind of a big deal. Their deck is going to be mostly events.
Oracle May.
Yeah, right? Because if you run all events, you just keep Oracle Maying, and every turn is like draw one, gain 2 credits, excuse me. So without breakers, it's hard for them to get value out of this besides traces. Do you want to just hostile here? We could also, in theory, just jam an SDS. Like, they need a breaker.
I was thinking of jamming the SDS.
Okay.
That'd be fun. Yeah, let's do that.
This looks like an NGO front or reversed.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is running terribly. I hope the stream's doing okay. It like is lagging really hard. This is the bin breaker deck list. Oh yeah, this might be right. That makes sense if they're playing Oracle May, that they could run like one of each. Ooh, they play drive by. That is such a spicy include if they trash an NGO front or a reverse.
Very good.
Oh, that's
but it's
so
good
nice.
for us.
So they basically need a breaker and they need to run here, and they can't play a breaker last click, otherwise obviously we'll drone deploy it. Okay. Yeah. So they have 13 credits.
All right, they're gonna let us have it.
Okay. Are we scoring it?
Let's take it. Yeah, let's take it.
Okay. So now we are only on 5 credits, so we can't res R&D. A lot of the ice that is threatened in this deck list is actually pretty high cost. Now, we didn't trash anything with drone deployment, but we are on technically game point once we score this hostile. And again, hostile makes us like, what, 10 credits? Tataki, how's it going? This looks like that Ken deck. It's real fun. Hell yeah. Now, they must have special order, right? Ooh, Bravado. So they're going to HQ. So if we res border control, we're only going to have 1 credit. So we can't score out hostile takeover. But I think we need to do it. But do we want to let them in? No.
Yeah, I think we res it.
Okay. We'll fire them broken. Gives us a credit back. Ends the run. All right, so they know what they need here. Again, I don't think they're on Boomerang maybe all the time, considering that they're playing mostly events. But here, this is a free access. They have 19 credits to our 1, so they're not worried about punitive. The 2 SDSs in our deck are pretty safe.
Yeah.
All right, and they draw last click. Oh, we also should paying attention to what they drew. They drew a falsified credentials, so... Do we... Too big to fail here? It lets us threaten the trebuchet.
I do like that.
Yeah, okay.
I like too big, like maybe draw than too big to fail.
Yeah, I think draw is good. And then if it fails, we just click for a credit.
Yeah.
All right, so we gave them a bad publicity, which will matter. There is a trace on the trebuchet, but it still has a pretty good face check eating an Oracle May, and it's now 18 to 12 credits. Dirty laundry for 4 credits checking archives. Nothing really to see in there. Do you know that JNet now shuffles archives?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they added that. Yeah, I've been complaining about that for a while. It's so good. They also just drew a legwork. Okay, so...
Okay, legwork would be bad.
Just push this.
Let's just score out a... Yeah, score out a hostile. Let's do it.
So, like, with the run event suite, right, there's still a lot of ways that they can interact with us. Like, an embezzle right now would be so bad.
Yeah.
They have good money, but they need breakers. So we got to pay attention. They just drew a high stakes job. It's
wow,
6.
I haven't seen that in a while.
And gain is 12 if it's successful. So they're going to not make a successful run. We can res Trebuchet for 4 credits and eat their Oracle May. Do we want to do that? I guess so.
Yeah, because the Oracle May has already made them so much money.
Yeah. This is going to make them 7 credits, though. And I don't know whether we boost into the trace. I don't think we do, but we'll eat more.
No, I think we leave it.
Yeah. Here we go. So now they have 2 bad publicity, or 3 bad publicity, excuse me. So that's a lot. So this trace is only like 3 credits to get through if they have a blank board, which they actually could get away with a blank board. Here's where they start makers eyeing through this. So they boost 7. They overpaid. Oh yeah, you overpaid by 1. Trash. Rashida, you heat him off the top. Yeah, for the trace you don't need to beat. You just need a tie. So they did trace 7, which is 1 too many. So they just threw out a Black Orchestra and MK Ultra. Oh, how rude are we gonna feel? We're gonna feel so bad. Wow. Now the problem is, like, this is the window where you wanna, like, we need to draw into the consulting visit, right? Because as soon as they get the MK Ultra on the table, we're in a bad spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do in this instance.
I think we draw.
Yeah, let's draw.
No dice.
Nope, not what we wanted.
So if we draw again, it's only 1 in 35 chance because we can't play Consulting Visit.
Right.
So like we could just put out like Rashida maybe and Reversed and just leave them there.
Yeah.
They have to do something. And like we know the events they have, the run events, they have a legwork. But yeah, the fact that they can get their MK Ultra through the Trebuchet is a bummer. At least if we don't res a code gate, like we can ensure that we'll get out the Black Orchestra.
True.
They haven't shown Paperclip. Drive by, double click, trashing Rashida. Yeah, it's probably just worth running it, right? Like there's
it's fine. That's okay.
So basically they spend a click to save a credit. Right? Like it's a click for a run, click to save a credit. It's not the worst. Obviously if they picked this one, it would have been a bit it would have looked better. There's a legwork. Wait, they can't get through this. This can't be right.
That must be a misclick.
Yeah.
They meant the legwork R&D.
Yeah, this can't be correct. Unless they're playing this to get their 1 credit, which doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, let's see what they want. Yeah, I think they might probably just mistyped this.
Yeah.
Cool. They undo the click. All right, so that legwork we knew. We did like losing the Oracle May obviously hurts their credits, but it also ooh, falsified. It's a reversed. So we're gonna res it now so they can't falsify it again. If they want to run and trash it 3 credits. Yeah, Ezra, it's going well. Thank you. How are you doing? We just started. We're playing the deck list of the week, and after that we're gonna be doing some seek some competitive lists and what have you. So the cool thing about the Arc Lockdown is like we do have the archive memory, so we can do lockdown, return, lockdown. But the problem is like this list, we probably should have held on to maybe because we could have robbed them 12.
We didn't know what we were going to draw.
Yeah, that's true. Their money's so good. Sorry, I'm just drawing. Okay, so that's actually a pretty reasonable combo, right? We could either we probably just do this now, right? Because that's 5 damage. We have triple punitives. Not that we have money. But no, even if we do like archive for TBTF, no, we won't have the money either. Should we wait a turn or should we just do this now?
Well, what do we get if we wait a turn here?
Another advancement on it. Which is no, they'll just drop. Let's just push it.
Yeah, they're just gonna drop. Let's do it.
Oh man, this is running terribly. All right, so this thing is 5 damage. Yo, Jogging Hat, what's up? Kako's asking any update on what you'll be doing for Worlds. I haven't seen a schedule yet. I signed up to do some commentary, a lot of commentary, so I haven't figured out yet. Pat, you're playing though, huh?
Yeah, I'm playing, but I don't know what I'm playing yet. Oh, they're running. Interesting.
Yeah, okay. I think that's.
Yeah, they have to. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, they'll lose.
Yeah.
Okay, now if we have a single punitive connect, we win. Wait, what? Wait, why?
GG.
Sorry. Wait, what? They conceded. I don't think we have the money. We have a lot more money than.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that our 3 punitives can break through.
Yeah, maybe not, right? Like we do have triple punitive, which is the worst case scenario, and we can't like archive into what's it called? But there's a chance that this math is not in our favor. Like it's 15 to 40, right? So we can do.
Yeah, and too big to fail. We couldn't even do that because we don't have less than 10.
Oh, they just bailed, yeah. So like, okay, let's do the math, right? Like they steal this, they have 1 card in hand, that doesn't matter. They've done 5 damage. They have 36 credits. So 36 credits, right? So we do one. We need to keep 9 credits for the trace. So we keep 9 credits for the trace. Yeah, no, we can't kill them, right? Because if we keep 9 credits for trace, that means we have 6 to boost. So it's trace 5, trace 11, which they can beat all of that. Yeah, no, they don't die here for sure.
Well,
it's okay. And this list is actually probably a pretty hard one to lock down, right? Because they have Engram Flush. Oh, Arc Lockdown was coming. Sorry, they have Inside Job. They probably have Spearfishing as well. So like the lockdown play is actually kind of dodgy. And they have so much money.
Yeah, they made so much money so quickly too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made a lot of money. 7 credits for a run. Yo, Jogging, did you finish Arkham? As I said, I'm relaxing. I just got home from 10-day trip. Where'd you come from? Can you go on trips? Are you allowed trips? Pat, you want to do one more?
With same deck? Yeah, sure. Let's try it.
Oh, Kaku's saying I think it runs 2 of each bin breaker. So how much influence is that? It's like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it could do that.
So everything is criminal apart from their breakers.
Well, they still have like, I think 3 flex influence because they have 17 on Ken. And then 3 oracles. Oh yeah, oracle. Yeah, that makes sense. Oracle is an influence. Okay. All right, so that actually is a bit trickier to lock down. They were in an okay spot. I honestly don't know what we do there. Yeah, I think they had that. I think they might have had that one. We'd have to do something like really wild that involves like what's it called? Dedicating something. Dedicating probably 2 Cityworks in a row, or dedicating what's it called, reversed accounts. But their drive-bys are really good against that. We'd have to pre-res it. Stoppable, how's it going? It's going okay. It's going all right. Giles also, what up? How y'all doing? How many people are playing in Worlds? What's it look like? We gotta do some testing.
Yeah, I do wonder how big Worlds are gonna be.
Yeah,
how big was the Intercontinentals in the end?
So out of all 3 days, it was 300 players.
Okay.
But there was like a lot of availability. That's a problem here. Like this is one weekend. Admittedly, that's the thing is like the fact that it's online, it's so like obviously accessibility is going to be high up. But I think the fact that for North America, your only option is to go on Friday. I think a lot of people will, if they can, take work off on Friday if they are working Friday to play. But I feel like the idea of playing on Saturday might be a lot easier. I think it's only a long weekend in Canada, and like right now it's kind of hard to do anything on your weekend, but a lot of people are just like kind of stuck at home with like, you know, children and people where it's kind of hard to take the time off right now maybe. I don't know. I'm hoping for a big turnout. I really am. Again, it's pretty accessible and that's really cool. I'm worried about there'll be a disparity between the 2 days. My night today is sorting all the Arkham cards I picked up. Yo, what did you get? I actually got Innsmouth Conspiracy today. A store broke the street date. Nice people. All right, Leela, this is a tricky one.
I'm not sure if I love that opening hand, but we do have hard-hitting news. That is good to keep.
Yeah, we have no money. I don't like consulting for a high profile. I know that's a play. Yeah, let's mulligan this, huh?
Yeah, let's get rid of this.
Ezra says we were only going to one house. I was acting as a travel nurse for a friend of mine whose husband has dementia, but it was 13 hours in the car each way. Wow, that's a ride. Okay, so how good is early SDS during deployment? We have no ice. We can beat diversion. Again, Leela can get a bounce on this thing if she finds an agenda somewhere, but if it's another SDS, she can't steal it. But we do have like just install advanced this and then no punishment.
Just gonna wait till your audio is okay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
What's the play? Like I think their best play is jam SDS. But like if there's an agenda on top of R&D, we get hosed so bad.
Well, that's always the case with Leela. I think jamming SDS is the way to go.
Let's do it.
And then TBTFing out of it afterwards.
Yeah. Can't siphon us if we don't have money, am I right? Kako says, how many Apexes do you think will be at Worlds? Maybe 5 would be a big number. Probably 2 or 3. Woo! Now we got cards. That's good. Kaka also says, I really recommend Barkham Horror, by the way, but I wish it was a 3-part campaign like Night of the Zealot. They just falsified it and they guessed asset, so they didn't get their money. I just got Barkham, haven't played it yet, but I read through some of the cards. It looks so fucking good. Like, just so funny. Dataki says, my night is, I got everything that's came out since quarantine, so Barkham, The Last of Dream Eaters, and all the intro decks. Yo, dude, that's a lot of good stuff.
Yes, well, cool.
Arkham's been really good. Pat, did you see Arkham, what they announced today?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I saw that in the Slack. They announced what's it called, like Against the Outer Gods
Yeah, so
or War of the Outer Gods.
it's a standalone Arkham scenario, but the most notable thing is part of it takes place in Montreal, which is where we are, which
Yeah,
is lovely.
that's really cool.
Okay, so if we score this, we have to dump 4 cards from our hand. Do we need to score it? I
No.
don't think so. Because what can they play on 4 credits? No. Let's risk it.
Yeah, we do TBTF and then hedge fund.
No, we got to ice up against Leela, right? Well, now she gets bounces, but sorry, I didn't talk about this play. I think we need to ice up so they can't get a cheese bounce.
Sure.
Okay. And what are we throwing out here?
Maybe the other TBTF. I mean, we're going to be on a lot of money soon.
I think it has to be hedge fund just because we have punitive in our hand, and like punitive plus TBTF is such a big deal.
Yeah. Okay.
And I like archive because we can do punitive, archive, punitive if they steal here, and they find a breaker. Jogging says we banished the demon and Alita survived. Oh shit, yeah, it was close though.
Oh, cool.
That's really hard.
Boy, I've never played it where Alita survives. You always throw her to the wolves.
Yo, I want to ping here, right? Because the net damage matters, the credit matters, the tag matters. Yeah, let's ping him. And then it can't be bounced. They lost an inside job. That's a pretty good hit against Leela.
That's pretty good.
And they can't get a bounce here, which is good, but they're going to get some money. It's so fun when games take place where you live. Yeah, it totally is. It's really cool, especially because like one of the locations is a place like we've largely been to. It's kind of in the old port. Another red, so Leela has no bounce.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And they have 2 tags here. Like this could be such an issue for them.
That's pretty dangerous.
Second daily cast out. Fat, what up? Money and make them risk HHN. Oh shit, they stole it and they got a bounce.
Well,
hey, do we have the punitive? We aligned a single punitive, so it's between clearing tags and dying to punitive. And they know we have a punitive. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so we have options here. These runs are terrible. It's not gonna be the best for them. We'll see. All good. Like we have a couple options here. We have 2 consulting visit, 1 boom. Punitive, we can't do double punitive because we have to do punitive, archive, punitive, and then we'd have to hit them with double punitive anyways because they have 3 cards. So
can we just consulting visit boom? Isn't that the
we don't have consulting visit. So we could draw once for consulting visit, but consulting visit boom is a triple, so we can't actually draw.
Yeah.
We could just like re-jam this, man. Do we just jam this again?
Again.
Sorry?
That's right. I was. What were you saying? You cut out.
I was saying sorry that we could jam just the SDS drone deployment again. Because they have to clear tags.
We could punitive them for tempo. I
don't think that's good tempo. Like we'd have to boost. It would be all our money, and then they could tie it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess let's SDS.
Okay. The other option is like mouseless into the SDS and slow roll it, because we could do like mouseless SDS into a hedge fund. That's not bad either. I don't mind that. You know? Can draw for consulting visit? Well, we can't really. Well, we could, but like consulting visit boom is a triple, so we can't really draw it. Hey Pat, how do you feel about making a remote?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, they can't bounce any of the centralized right now, which I like.
Yeah.
Let's make remote.
Okay. And the problem is like, do we TBTF here? No, because if we play hedge fund and we res our ice, we'll be underneath. We maybe could have considered that, but I like this as a surprise. With punitive and archive memories in hand, you want to hold them back because it looks like an easy kill. Yeah, totally. CV HPT? No HPT? No, I don't think this deck has HPT. I think this deck just has boom. Yeah, this deck only has a single boom. The kill suite is actually pretty small in here. It's all the punitive. Punitive archives meant for consulting? We don't have that though. Oh, fucking Citadel. Wait, we just trashed this though. Oh, that was their last tag. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we don't have a consultant here.
Well, darn.
Yeah. Yo, what up, Roberto? I think
Oh,
we just
hey.
double advance this bad boy, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
And then what? Credit? Or we could
Now
actually,
we could do it.
yeah, let's do it. Whatever.
Sure.
19 is the best jump you can get from that card. Give it a triple. So how's it going? Give it a triple event. Giving a triple event is obviously a pretty good option. I don't mind not doing it just because we only have 4 cards in hand, so we don't have to discard. But against Leela, it's like a risk.
Yeah, against Leela, I was about to say a triple advance is kind of risky.
Yeah, if it wasn't Leela, I think triple advance is right. Especially because it's kind of a defensive agenda. Like, they still need to get through this, which gives them a tag. Paragon. Okay, so they're probably running archives here, huh? Yeah. That run of archives is also like really dodgy, right? Because you're risking hard hitting news here pretty bad. Especially if this is like an NGO front, which is unlikely. All right, we'll just score it.
Yeah.
The longer we leave it on the table, the harder it is for them to play a program to some extent. Man, this is running like just a fucking sack of rocks. I think it's because I'm screen sharing.
Maybe.
I think I'm screen sharing. I have Bluetooth headphones. There's a lot of reasons why this is probably stressing out. I don't know whether Bluetooth actually cares that much. What are we getting rid of? I think it's a mouseless, right?
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, so that was a Leela bounce. Now, the big thing about Citadel Sanctuary is that it's pretty good punitive defense. They have to trash all their hands. So you basically want to get them into a point where double punitive kills them because trashing their hand. You need to get them to low cards in hand. But if they trash their hand, they prevent all the meat damage, that can be a big deal when it comes to, oh wow, they're just taking the net damage. This is a 1 in 5, could be a really big deal. We hit a paperclip. Oh my dude, this could be it. I don't think this deck has spider webs in it. Beauty. Value. If we had spider webs, we'd feel better. I don't think we do. Oh shit. No, we have bulwark and border control, which you can somewhat boomerang through those. And they hit a trebuchet. My favorite Japanese game designer is Masahiro Sakafrox. Oh man. What?
Sakafrox.
I think it's a Minecraft joke? I think so. How's it going?
I guess we haven't talked about the big news of the day yet. Well, when we get to the news segment, we can do that. Talk about Steve and
yeah, I was thinking Steve would have been there sooner. But I like that they actually kind of like fleshed it out. Push hostile? Yeah, I think we score hostile here. I don't think there's anything else. And then as soon as we do anything else, they can bounce. But this trope is kind of a big deal. It's a bit of a slow card in this matchup. I'm surprised it's in the deck. I think trope means, I don't know, are they on a more aggressive mill list? Like that's Fisk spamming? But the fact that like this is just lets them steal SDS is probably a bigger deal right now. Yeah, we saw a really cool game. I forget who was playing it. I think it was NetDad last week who was playing a really cool Leela list that was just like at the end of the game, black file and then labor rights for 3 Fisk. And like that's hard to deal with. That's really hard to deal with. But I think a lot of decks
that's a cool idea. I like that a lot.
The thing is, like, that's a cool idea against a lot of Asa lists, because a lot of Asa lists are going down to like 9 cards left in R&D and then trying to win the game. Yeah. Because they draw everything. Okay, we have double punitive. Again, that's pretty difficult. I think we need to draw for an answer, right? Also, I think I want to ice up archives so they don't Paragon as easily. I'm just building a remote, Pat.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't want to ice up archives?
Well, it's not good. Border control? Border control and archives is pretty bad. They have a fractor. It's a pretty strong ice on the remote. Engram Flush would be good on remote. I think that's largely all we can expect because we've thrown out the last Mouse Lie. But they're building their credits up again. The credit lead matters a fair bit for Citadel. Amina's down, so our mouse list is actually a bit of annoying, especially because we have 3 bad publicity. They spend 1, we lose 1. It's really, really awkward. This is the point of the game where you probably wanted to win by now. But they're only on 4 cards in hand, so like if somehow, and I know they only need 2 more and they're accessing here. I would love a digital rights management in this deck. Because I just want to slam that agenda. They didn't trash this? Do we just do install double advance?
Yeah, I guess so. Why didn't they trash it?
I
They
don't
have the
know.
bad pub.
Well, they used it on the mouse list.
Oh, they use on the mouses, yeah.
Now the question is, do we flip this so they can't expose it? Like, do we
And we
res
can't
it?
bounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's res it.
Okay. Let's give them full information, but they kind of knew what it was. So now it's really awkward, right? Because they want to figure out how to spend all their money. But again, it's hard to win this game when you don't have any money because you spent all of it. I think anytime Sakurai like makes a post about Smash Bros, there's so many people that are just like, Sakurai, please take a vacation.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
Bones.
go.
No,
Not
that's
really necessary when you've got so much bad pub.
No, not entirely, but it's a cool way to like make sure that if we lose all their money, they still have 12 credits.
Yeah.
Sure, gamble. What's happening? Inside job. Okay, so this is perfect because the trebuchet is now going to connect with the Amina.
Oh, yeah.
So the border control, we could just end the run here. They are technically bypassing this, so they don't have a window to I don't think they can do that. Oh, no, they can. All right, so the paperclip is installed, so we kind of goofed that. But the trebuchet will trash the Amina.
Yeah, they can't deal with that.
Yeah, and the Trace 6, actually, we need to boost it. But it's the Mina here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just do Trace 7.
Or, I mean, it's too late, but we could have trashed the Citadel, too.
Yeah, that honestly probably would be better. Tell that to Nasir. So this trace is actually meaningful because it means that they can't access cards past this, so they can't trash it. So without any more effort, we can spend a click to make them lose 8, which they have 7. So that's good. Trebuchet feels good. Archive memory is okay. I think we draw here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want on archives. So I think we'll just. Do we even have to eat this? I think we should. Yeah, putting them down to 0 is good because they can't do much at 0. They have to click for credits.
Yeah, honestly, I like that. And then putting the Engram flush on the remote, or
I want on archives, right? Because the best way to make money is to run archives. Also,
True.
they have very few cards in hand. Like this is such a good window again for like digital rights management for a CityWorks project. Like it's so easy for us to get windows here. I don't know if we need 2 archive memories, do we? We have already 2 punitives in hand.
No, we don't need both.
Okay. Because again, we're on game point. They have to be able to contest every single 5-3. And there's only 2 more CityWorks, but admittedly there's only 2 more SDS. Another border control in this remote also would help because we can pop it obviously once they get past everything. And if it's SDS, we can target their breakers. But yeah, they have to click for money here. There's nothing they can do. The best card they have here to get money back, I think, is falsified credentials that they have probably 3 copies.
But as long as we keep that remote empty, except for other stuff, that's good.
And CityWorks you can't falsify, right? Because it's installed face up. They also can't Leela CityWorks project, which means it's such a good card in the matchup. Dang.
Yep.
They use trope for Bravado, Fisk, Amina. All right.
I wonder if Amina was a one of.
Yeah, it might have been. But I don't think this is up to. I think this is exactly. Yeah, it's each power counter. But the inside job's really good. So the problem is, like, if we push out an NGO front, like, it doesn't really do much for us. Like, we just want to find the winning agenda here.
Yeah, let's draw for it.
That's not exactly it.
No. Draw again, or do we install the NGO front here?
Yeah, that was a consideration for sure. Let's just do that. The NGO front is fine. It's not amazing. I honestly want to throw out a border control and a boom. Right? Because we get archives boom. Do you throw out boom here? I think we throw out the 3rd border control.
Yeah, I don't see that coming in handy necessarily.
And boom is archive memories, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. Worried about embezzle? Rain, what up? I don't think so. Like, they'd have to tank through this. This is pretty difficult for them right now. Yeah, that's what we needed. We got Rashida at least. But we still haven't seen an agenda. NGO forces them to run the remote. It totally does, but at this point they can't, so it's not that good. But if we play it in like 2 or 3 turns, it's a lot better. I totally agree with you on that, though. There's a diversion. Oh yeah, okay, that goes
I was
through.
wondering. Yeah.
That's better than embezzle. So they lost to contaminate. That's probably for Amakua.
It must be from Akua.
All right. So they're gonna get some money. I don't know if they're on Gravedigger. They could be. Maybe if they're on Fisk Spam, but I think it might be Amakua. I'd be excited if it was Gravedigger. Engram Flush.
That'd be a cool Mildruck.
So they're at 6.
Rashida?
Yeah, I think Rashid is way more important. Unfortunately, their hand size goes up after they Fisk. I think do we pre-res Rashida? I feel like we do, because there's nothing else they have to run here. Wonder if triple advancing HQ mouse would ever be good at some point. Honestly, we don't even have to triple advance it. We could dedicate it, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I think we just do hedge fund and we ice up HQ again with with this. Because I think the dedication has so much value when it comes to reversed or CityWorks.
Yeah. Thanos says, I think Rashida is helping their game plan. I don't think it's helping enough. Like, we're still at
I'm
22
not think so.
cards.
Like, we're on game point. We need an agenda. But yeah, it definitely is scary if a game goes long and they're on black file. The question is whether we res Rashida or not. I think we do.
Sure.
Because I don't see them contesting this anytime soon. So what do we throw out here? Double punitive. Again, with Citadel, it's a bit risky, but it's still pretty good after they steal a CityWorks project. So it's either reversed or NGO.
So we're pretty sure we're going to draw an agenda here.
Yeah.
So do we need the NGO anymore? Do we need the reverse? I guess we get rid of the NGO.
Yeah, okay. They're refusing to install the businessman? Who's the businessman?
Begalter?
Oh yeah, the businessman's here. But what do they have to do here? Stim hack? Okay, anger flush. Ooh, this actually can be a huge hit. But it's a second diversion. That's maybe why the NGO is better than anything else. But we'll res the Engram and it'll hit here. What do we call here? It's always event, right?
Yeah, I think it's always event.
They just played 2 diversions. Let's hope for the best. Inside job, Miss Bones, Paragon. So we got an inside job out. But we have fucking no money, man. Triple advancing us. Okay, they're on 1 card. The tag doesn't matter. Actually, the tag... No, because we're going to lose money. I forgot. I've seen at least one of the Notorious Bears running Black File. Ooh. I think Black File is good.
Black File is a fun card. I wish I'd put that in more decks. I mean, I guess it's not too late.
No, it's
Still
really
have
not,
time.
man. I honestly think it might be worth. Do you know what I've been thinking? Remind me after this. But I don't like myself, I think, for thinking this. But I think Street Magic is getting better.
Street Magic?
Yeah, man.
That's a cool idea.
I feel like so
Street
much of the
Magic
Ice Suite is actually like okay with it. It's just like a really low tempo card, so don't love it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it? This is really bad for us.
Yep. This is sad. We've got the NGO.
I think we have to dedicate R&D because it's wide open, and they're Leela.
So dedicate R&D.
Then I think we
install advanced once the NGO.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, if we have to do install advanced once, we have to do double install. Otherwise, they won't contest it. So I think if we
I'm not even saying contest. I just want for money.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, that seems fine. The question is whether we res it or not. Well, this actually, they have to respect Audacity, in theory. The consulting visit, does it get us anything? Yeah, in theory, hard-hitting news is pretty good at some point. We'll throw out the consulting, right? We have our whole deck. We don't have hard-hitting news.
Yeah.
This probably is worth keeping, man. YOLO. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dedicate and single advance and NGO. Yeah, I think that's good, huh? I'm hoping we get a run here. The run here only matters for Audacity, though. And, like, I guess you have to play around Audacity. And we know their whole hand, right? Well, no, not their whole hand. We know that they have a Paragon.
And they have another Miss Bones, right?
Oh, no, it's just Miss Bones. Yeah, Miss Bones. Yo, what up, Phil? Yeah, I don't know if you've been listening to the ShadowNet. That's Phil from Calgary. It's a
Oh, cool.
podcast with Phil and Eric, who you might know as White Blades. It's a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I listened to one reason that Brandon King was on it, and he opened by shaming us for not having him on our channel sooner, and he's totally right.
Okay, well,
He's totally
yeah,
right.
I guess so. How many guests have you really had on here though? Not a huge
So
number.
few, like
Mhm.
pathetically few.
Yeah. Also, and the more guests you have on, the less special I feel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was pretty
So that's
right.
an important factor that I don't think Brandon is really considering here. He's
Well,
not
I don't
considering
know.
my
I
feelings
think he
as
might have
usual.
considered how you felt.
Yeah, that's true. He does dislike me strongly.
Yeah, maybe that actually fueled it. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was a really cool interview. They basically he talks through how his Netrunner and they talk about like Netrunner meta stuff. It's really fun.
Cool.
Okay, we're not resing this.
No.
Sanjay, what up? I haven't been paying attention to the meta, but I'm promised playing 99 card max at Worlds, and I can probably find room for Street Magic if you say it's good right now. Hell yeah. Let's talk about Street
At
Magic
99
after
card.
this stream. But Street Magic is probably really bad in a 99 card deck, but it honestly against meta decks it kind of makes sense. They have Missbones too, which like goofs the math up, right? Like the idea, can they get through this and trash, reversed accounts or whatever.
Yeah.
I love Big Deck Max. Big Deck Max is a lot of fun, especially now they have Faust. Okay,
All
so you
right,
want to
action
pop
before
it
access.
here before they access, so they could jack out and not get the Paragon. You have to let them goof it.
Oh, you have to let them mess up. That's true.
Yeah. Black Val takes some skill to play because you install early, you feel like an idiot. Sorry, I'm an idiot. You just play it as soon as they're on game point. Like it's hard against a fast event deck. Oh, rogue trading. Sick. That's huge money.
Ooh.
Now we can bury them off 12, but I don't think it'll matter. So like in theory, oh man. Where is our agendas? There's 5 agendas in
There
bottom
are
17
left for sure.
So do we just jam reversed? I think we have to.
Yeah, got to keep up with them.
Like this looks like an SDS. Have you ever seen one? Okay. Nah, I just draw what I need every game because I'm whitelisted on JNet. Aeons, what's up? Biggest problem with Street Magic IMO, it's a tech card that does nothing most of the time. If you build around it, you waste too many slots if you don't find it in time. I totally agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
That it's just a bad card to draw when you could be drawing cards that let you, break ice and get money and the stuff you want to do anyways. I just thinking like most of the ice that is played in competitive decks would benefit if you did have Street Magic. Like so much of the stuff is like border control, right? It's like Gatekeeper, it's like Hagen, where hitting the end the run first would save you a lot. But you need a deck that face checks a lot for that to be good. And against a lot of decks, you don't want to face check unprepared all the time. But like Fairchild 3, like the whole HB suite, it's so sick besides Drafter. The Wayland suite's actually really good as well, outside of like Mouseless. Hornum probably sees the play now without Pad Tap, not that it didn't before. Jinteki doesn't matter that much. It's good against IP block in a pinch. Like there's some cool stuff you can do.
Sort of good against Fairchild 3.
Yeah. It's really good against Fairchild 3. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Street Magic makes Tierberry said, yeah. That's the problem though. It's like it's just not a great slot. But there is the ice for it to be good. What up, Phil? Suppose it can help farm turning wheel counters against those two. Yeah, I really can. Do we resurrect and flush here? We know they have a Miss Bones, so we'll take one card out of their hand. How much is this? 2 res?
2, right?
So, yeah. No, I don't care. I don't think I care. Do we care? It's 2 credits to get a Miss Bones out of their hand. That doesn't matter, does it?
No. And
well, it matters if we draw into our kill, but
at this point, the kill isn't really our game plan because they've got the.
No, I think it is.
I don't know. They're making more money than us, and they've got a Citadel.
Sure, but like you can bring them to the point. Oh, now we're gonna lose this. You can bring them to a point where, like, to steal the CityWorks project, they have to trash their whole hand and the Citadel, and then they die to a single punitive.
Yeah.
But we need the money for that, which we don't exactly have. 99 card backs for sure face checks a lot because it doesn't have a real game plan besides random accesses. You are undervaluing the strategy of 99 card max. And Sanjay, once you get over that, the pilot within Yaniko the cat is meowing at me very aggressively. She does not understand when I'm busy on the computer, which is an issue.
Tell her I say hey.
Oh, apparently she was not meowing at me, and I've been catfished. If that's the right term.
I think that's about how it works. Yeah.
No one home? Uh-oh. That's one of our win conditions offline. There we go. Okay, so this is all we do, right? We play this. Yep. Okay, but okay, so we're pretty set for next turn because we can do archive memories too big to fail punitive, and we only generally need to land a single punitive because if they want to get through this, they have to trash their whole hand, and we have double border control. So if we res a border control, I think we just click for a credit here, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've got this.
Like, it's just about money and clicks, and they can't bounce this one, right? Because it's not an unresed card for Leela's card text ability. So even if they have to actually legitimately win off centrals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what Street Magic does. It costs 0 to play. Oh wait, this is the best way for them to do it. It costs 0 to play, and it says whenever you hit an ice, you choose the order of subroutines firing. So basically, you hit end the runs happen first. It's a resource. It's Anarch. It's 1 influence. It's not worth a slot, but it's not. You should not come to this channel before Worlds to hear the cool Street Magic tech, unless it wins Worlds, and then like yeah, of course. All right, we're just gonna tax out all their clicks.
Yeah, so we're gonna border control here, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, they have 4 bad publicity, but this trebuchet is gonna add up, and like we can use the trebuchet to trash the border control. The Citadel.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Should have grabbed TBDF last turn? Yeah, I think it was either we grab it last turn or in this turn we grab it. And I think you're right that grabbing was better than a credit, Thanos. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so they have only 4 real credits. So if they take this, how much is it for them to break this with Bagulter? It's actually like pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's starting to get pricey.
Because it's 6, so it's 5, 6, 7. So if we res a border control, I don't think they can do it. With 3 credits, we can probably still do Archive Memories TBTF punitive. I'm assuming. But yeah, I think clicking for credit might have been worse there.
Yeah, but for sure we've got this.
I'm not that confident. I think we probably have it. I'm at like 80%. They could trash TBDF if you grabbed it last turn. That's true. They could, but they'd have to go through this stuff and it's 5 to trash. So maybe that's a reason not to do it. I just don't know what it saves us, right? Like it would basically, we were not getting a credit now to TBTF. Yeah, maybe you don't need to do it this turn. Because we'd still be able to res this. We'd be at 2 credits. It would just mean that next turn we can do TBTF punitive, which probably won't matter. Unless this is I've had worse. But it actually doesn't matter either because you trash the cards. Now, if they can't afford through this, which means the subroutine fires.
Ooh.
But they can jack out. But if subroutine fires, they lose their Citadel. No, Resident Anger Flush looking really smart right now. Yeah, Sanjay, right? Oh, sorry, I have to hit this button. So they can break the 1 subroutine. But then it's a trace 6 that they lose. So like I think they jack out here. I don't think you go through here. We haven't seen a single boomerang, which honestly is absolutely wild. Ah, no worries. Yeah, we have some flexibility here. And R&D is looking really sick because this Mouseless actually does end the run. Triple Advanced Mouseless is a hell of a card. Hey Sanjay, Queen V reporting in. I don't think this said highlight. So it's up to them. They still have 2 clicks left to figure this out again. They do have the tech, but that's a problem. Like you still need cards in hand. Like I think if you rely on Citadel, you have a problem. Want to fire? Okay, yeah, totally. So they're just jacking out, which they could have done between these ice. That's no big deal.
Well,
I remember when Mouseless came out, my friends and I were like, wow, finally an ice worth advancing. Yeah, it's just so hard to advance stuff. It's way too slow. So we know exactly what this card is. So if we call resource and hit Miss Bones, they can't go through the Mouseless. Glory Run it is. All right, so they actually can't. There's no glory run here. This is a death run.
Yeah.
I guess that's a glory. Oh no, they could no one home it.
Oh, true. Yeah. I was thinking we didn't have any net damage, but of course most of us is net damage.
Mm-hmm. So you do get a single access here. Again, this is not a card that's bounceable by Leela, so they still need 2 agendas here. The no one home is gone. No one home only protects net damage and tags, so punitive, City Works Project, all that stuff is meat damage. Yeah, Vanity Project, play to your outs. That's your out. I keep forgetting that this card exists. All right, and that's it. 6 credits.
Yep. GG indeed.
Top of the deck, another agenda. Ooh, okay. This is a list that had Contaminate in it. I'm wondering what they're doing here, though. We didn't see it Contaminate. Maybe they're on some Gravedigger magic. Leela bouncing our Engram. Yeah, it's a good one. Cheers. Hey, cheers. Thanks.
Ask about Gravedigger before they go.
Hey. The Contaminate.
Mm-hmm.
The Contaminate. Gravedigger? Or Massilis? I mean, Amakua. I just was thinking Massilis. Or Imp? Contaminate's only 1 influence. Ooh. Gravedigger and Amakua. Nice. Yeah, so they might be on Black File. And they might just want to like Fisk you out. And then at one point when they're like have a good close on the game, they're going to use those cards to close the game out. I think it's honestly pretty good if I saw them. Yeah. Honestly, like if they could pressure the remote a bit harder, like, and they could probably Fisk us out to some extent. The thing is, like, our agenda suite is defensive, which is really good, right? Like, it's hard for them to interact with a lot of this. SDS drone deployment, like, you're seeing it. In the early game, it's really nice. A lot of these decks aren't running things like Data Sucker. Rizeki does work well, and some decks are running that, where they can't steal it off the table too early. But then when it comes to the mid to late game, like cards with paperclip, it's a bit difficult. You can always steal it and then just run into a border control to reinstall your paperclip if you really need to. But it's something. It's definitely something for sure. Well, like it's so bad. Saying GG is like saying bye to someone as they park and you park where you park the offer they walk parallel. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hey, you got this. Seraph Games. Yo, what up? What is that icon? It's your own, huh?
It's a raven?
Yeah, it's a raven. Awesome, Pat. All right. We have an idea what we wanted to do.
We're just going to grind out lots of games.
We're going to grind games at the slow pace of my lagging JNet.
Yeah.
What is a deck list that we want to try? What's an archetype we want to get familiar with? What do we think is hot tech?
Maybe a freedom deck.
Okay. So freedom decks, I think there's 2 big ones that come to mind. One of them is like the world's winning list, which is I think still pretty standard relevant or standard legal, and it's, you know, good. It has SMC, it has consumes, stuff like that. And then the other one is like the one that the Snare Bears that I don't know if it's published. I think it is. That White Blades was playing at Asia Pacific Continentals. That one's like doesn't have Knob Curie. It's like really aggressive. Yeah, Thanos is saying White Blade also ran one. First emote, but hey, yo, what up? What are you thinking for that? How much viruses do you like? Do you like minimal viruses? Do you like full viruses?
I guess I like full viruses.
Okay, so these are the two options, right? This is Jackmaids. This came first and second at Worlds, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2019, almost a year ago, right? So this is Clone Chip, self-modifying code, Palangi, Consume, David.
Oh, David.
Fuck? When did we have David? Oh, and Inject. Okay, so this is no longer standard legal. Of course it's not. I totally forgot David was around last year. That's wild. And Palangi. We don't actually see that much Palangi anymore, which is super wild. I'll be honest, like, there's a lot of people playing Macrophage. There's a lot of people also playing, like, Cyberdeck Sandbox, but this gets a bit dodgy, right? Yeah, Jester's saying that too. Freedom not good right now. Everyone's on Cyberdeck Sandbox. Sandbox is serious. Yeah. So this is the other version, right? And this version I like a fair bit. It's just using Freedom as a strong enough ability. It doesn't have Rebirth, but like the Virus suite, it's 2 Amakua, 2 Data Sucker, 2 Yusuf, and that's it. and nothing else. And this is a very lean list that's like very good at contesting the board in the early game. I feel like this deck probably could do some changes. I'm surprised that there's not DreamNet in here. I feel like you need that card draw to be able to keep up, especially with Freedom doesn't have built-in draw when you're comparing that to things like Hoshiko. So it's interesting. What do you want to try out? There's no wrong answer here.
I think I like this one we're looking at right now.
Okay.
It makes sense that with the one with less viruses would be better in a sandbox heavy environment for sure.
Now this list also was tech more against a horizontal meta. The meta that this did well in had a lot of like Titan transnational. It wasn't very Asa heavy, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't have that slow game net. That was a thing a couple weeks later. So it doesn't have like Caddy Jones. It doesn't have any of the long money, but it does have, it doesn't even, oh, it has turntable. I thought this deck had Keiko, but no, it's a turntable list. So this seems like pretty elegant. It's just playing all the good cards, but it doesn't have like clickless draw. It doesn't have drip economy. Like you're not seeing things like Rizeki, things like Paladin Puemu.
Yeah.
Puemu. So you want to try this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Hashtag raffle. First an APAC.
Oh, it doesn't have Street Magic.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, we'll cut out the liberated accounts and put in Street Magic. It'll save us that much money. This is Street Magic, by the way. We're talking about. It's not good, but like, okay. Don't take this too seriously. I was interested in this card. I think it needs a deck that wants to face check pretty aggressively. Maybe something that has a D-res package, but there's so much ice where this is actually like pretty good. But again, how often in a deck, when you draw this, when you install it, are you face checking into multiple pieces of ice where this matters? 0 to none.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? How about an ID? It's 4015 that has the text of Street Magic on it.
In Anarch. Yeah, it's still probably not good, is it? It like it feels to me similar to like why people don't play Nero, right? Like obviously that's a bit more flexible than Nero in some cases, but at the end of the day,
exactly.
Right?
You're thinking about it.
It's like here's your training wheels. Freedom Kamala. Here we go. All right. Single falsify, triple deuces, double bravado, double stim hack, some programs. We have a single MK Ultra. So our Sentry Breaker is Amakua largely, and that's it. Street Magic should still be an add-in directive and it probably wouldn't be chosen. I feel like if Street Magic, it's virtual too. No, it's not virtual, is it? If Street Magic was on top of, like, if it was attached to always be running, I think it would be good. Like, if you combine those two cards, I think it would be a see more play. Probably not, but like maybe in the deck it would see play. I don't know. Would Street Magic be playable as a cantrip? No, I don't think the problem with Street Magic is that playing it. Oh my god.
That's
Eric's deck. Oh, great. The problem with Street Magic is not that like playing it is slow and tempo. It's just the card itself doesn't do enough for your win condition. Fucking Eric. Okay. I think Street Magic has a place in the self-harm decks. Maybe? Does it? Ag Infusion. Okay, cool. Now, Eric is trying to figure out what deck he wants to play Worlds. Not say thanks you too. Is this the White Blade? Is this White Blade? How many ones? That's the right amount of ones. Okay. Ag Infusion seems like a really strong ability. They're going to have big sentries maybe early. They can go pretty fast. So we want a fast hand. This is not exactly what we need, is it?
It's not super fast, no.
Okay. We're going to hit that one.
Yeah, we're smoking that one.
This seems better.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, this is good.
My favorite Street Magic deck was a null Mobius deck that ran chisels and clone chips. Faceplant twice with Mobius. Straight for the remote. We don't have central pressure. This deck doesn't have it doesn't have Stargate, which is wild. Like it's just turning wheel. So they're jamming out here. We could dirty laundry centrals, find out a bit more for the deck. Again, if we hit something that's costs 0 to res, or I don't know what it would be, we could trash it.
Yeah, let's R&D, or would you rather do HQ?
Whiteblade kept. So I think I like R&D a bit better.
Yeah.
Install Yusuf? Oh, honestly, yeah, install Yusuf is probably right there. Because we could still liberate accounts out of this. I think you're right. Install Yusuf is correct. Oh, damn, I'm good. Nisi Mark II off the top. Okay. Contemplate Yusuf before the run. Way too late. Way too late. So we can just kind of get the liberated down, which seems okay. It's a bit slow, though. This is probably Rashida. Okay. Pat, I'm just gonna hit the buttons. Go again? I don't know if we need to push it.
Quick or run again? Are you
I
still there?
just took liberated. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I cut out for a second. Yeah, there's a
Hey, you've been
Rashida.
cutting it a lot.
This is my deck or just a brew. No comment. Scroll the game log. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Yusuf run twice. I think we definitely goofed up on Yusuf, and I feel like I sunk cost fallacy there where I did not put the Yusuf down. We could have gone get more tokens. I don't know how relevant the tokens are here. So now we do Yusuf R&D, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
And die to snare. Here we die to snare.
That's
Eric
a good plan.
Eric doesn't feel like a snare guy though, even though he's in snare bears. Hedge fund? Okay. That's a pretty good draw. I think we got to draw up, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Just keep drawing.
All right.
All right.
Everything is a fractor. Second Rashida, such acceleration. Eric, if you listen to Eric on a podcast on the ShadowNet, he says Rashida is the highest variance turn 1 install card that helps you win the game on the corp, and I believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just such ridiculous value in the early game. So we don't have Boomerang. We don't have any sick tricks. They have 21 credits. They can risk some pretty big stuff that'll hit us. We can run Archives to get a Yusuf counter, but I think we just want to find Breakers and Hippo and start threatening stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's draw.
We'll use this for a draw.
Okay.
This is a hard deck to get Amakua value, and they actually probably are on Cyberdeck Sandbox, if not Corporate Sales Team. I imagine Eric is more a Corporate Sales Team dude. Okay. I think we want to keep drawing. Because we want to throw out those paper clips.
True.
Oh no.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to keep drawing now. Well, you drew bad. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. We'll draw once more.
How does he know?
He knows. He made this deck. Are you kidding me? We got Deuces Wild for Deuces Wild, dude. We could have saved so much efficiency.
No.
We're Deuces Wilding next turn. I don't care what Eric says. It's trying to get into your head. It's way too late. No one can get into our heads. All right, icing up everything. That's exactly what you want to do against Yusuf. It's a very strong play. This looks like a Lacosta into an agenda. A Lacosta into actually something that to matters. It looks like it's an Obokata here, which is a pretty bad score. Now we could diversion here, or not diversion, falsified on the upgrade, assuming everyone's upgrade. But if that's Lacosta into anything else, it's pretty bad. If it's not an Obokata, I think we Deuces Wild into this.
Yeah, let's Deuces Wild first.
We need to find Breaker's stat. Fucking nothing. Okay, do we just face tank the shit?
Oof.
Like it has to end the run. So like what? Are they raising a Chiashi? My head is empty. And even Chiashi we can get through. Like we could do gamble run this. Like what's Anansi's not that bad. DNA Tracker's not that bad. Like I think if anything, this is an Enigma and that's bad.
Yeah, let's check it.
Okay, so we're gonna check it at the worst time for Enigma. It also could be Thimble Rig. I don't know. Yeah, it's a Thimble Rig.
Nice.
So we really need our Amakua here. Street magic. All right, so it's either draw or play down daily casts, and I think daily casts might be a bit too slow. But then we have to throw it out, and that's bad too.
Yeah, I'd rather play it.
Okay, I feel like that might be too slow, considering that we don't have draw. We need to find our Black Orchestra or Amakua stat.
Well, too bad. We've got another Deuces Wild in hand.
This also could be like a slow roll on a Biovault. Fuck, yeah, that's our window there, huh?
Seems like it, yep.
Yeah, it might be a Biovault. Okay, so it could be Biovault into Agenda. I think poking HQ here kind of makes sense, but it looks like they got an Agenda there. We're just Deuces Wilding for a draw, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's obviously good. We get this down. We start poking Centrals.
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, so 4 cards in hand. There's nothing we die to. IP block is stupid right now, but at least we have a click. Engram Flush, that's fine, whatever. We have a lot of things. Named event. Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Ish.
well.
Ish. It's not great, but like whatever. So now he knows our whole hand. It's a celebrity gift. We can't trash that, but we now have 3 virus counters. We probably need to draw up, right? Like we need a black orchestra.
Yes. Yeah.
And they have a celebrity gift in their hand, which isn't great when they only have, going to be 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
But this could easily be a Nisei or a CST or a Cyberdex Virus Suite. Cyberdex Virus Suite or Cyberdex Sandbox would be absolutely brutal. Now they have a bounce too. Like anytime that there's unres dice, they can throw us into this. Let's see how bad this is. Not a Nisei. Oh, it's a Nisei. Shit. They have Nisei and Vault. We need to put pressure on them. They only have 13 credits and they want a celebrity gift. I want to slam straight R&D, bud.
Yeah, let's do it.
We also could run server 1 in theory. I think we run server 1 first. Right? Because then they res the outermost. It's more likely. I don't know where it's likely to be worst on. Right? Because like if they res an Anansi here.
I like the server 1 run. That makes sense to me.
Oh, Surveyor. Cute. So here, the trace is not too bad. Like we can just do the trace 4. Just to dodge the tags. Otherwise, it's 5 for us to get through, then the Vault, and another 9 to trash this. They're going to definitely want to put another ice here, so here we can poke centrals. I think we're just going to dodge the tags, huh?
Yeah, dodge the tags, let it end the run, then try R&D.
And I don't think they have punishment. So later, if they boop into this, we can float the tags, right? They're going to try and win faster than they're going to be able to. Like we don't have a turning wheel. Okay. And again, they'd have no unres dice on this remote server, which kind of matters. There's the fucking IP block. At least we can break it. We'll trash the paperclip. No, sorry, the Amakua. It's actually pretty good, right? Because of it's a thimble rig.
Yeah, let's not.
I think we need to trash it, man. Otherwise, we have no pressure on R&D.
Well,
I think we need to. Man. Go away. It's so good against a thimble rig, that's for sure. Hippo it later? Yo, Juggler, what up? Yeah, you're right. We could hippo this later. That's probably actually better. Yeah, that's probably better.
Well.
Yeah, maybe not. If they're on Sandbox, then it's better at least. Yeah, that might be actually a pretty big misplay. I forgot that we have hippo in hand. We have to get lucky here. We can't steal Obakata if they're on it, but they might be on food. It's a Sandbox. Dude, we made the right call. Okay.
That was close.
All right. So I can go back for another 3. We have 3 on Yusuf. So with Yusuf, 3 is enough to break it, right? We're at strength 3, so it's 1, 2 to go through. So we're in an okay spot, right? Like we still need to score 2 more agendas and we don't have tricks here. But they didn't draw the Sandbox. We still need to find our... Okay.
All right. There we go.
Do we just throw another cast down?
Oh, isn't it too slow?
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know. No, I don't know where that came from. You're right. But I think throwing down the other cast is good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Andre's always trying to trash Amakua. Yo, Amakua is a liability. This is a Sandbox deck. This Yusuf is a liability. Lacosta putting the 3rd advancement on what can only be a Vault. Fast track, you motherfucker.
Fast track, interesting.
Cyberdeck Sandbox into HQ. So check this shit out, right? Like, if we could break all of this with Hippo, we're in a good spot. But we have to deal with Vault, and they're going to score Sandbox out. Like, that's so strong. And I don't know whether this is the competitive list that Eric is trying here, but, like, that's scary. That goes so fast. I have a remote fast track. Let's go. And fast track's so good with Lacosta. My God. So if we stim hack here, it's bust. So we can do trace 4, and now the fact we threw out our Amakua means like this is so easy for Eric to capitalize on that thimble rig. I think we have to like pivot. I think we have to put down the Hippo and just trash IP block and then just go for singles off R&D.
And then just go after R&D.
Cheese a win, yeah. And then we have an open path for Amakua. I think we have to trade here. It's a really bad trade, but especially because they're on
we put down. No, we don't put down Amakua yet.
No, not yet. Yeah, exactly. But like, man, this freedom ability hasn't been relevant in this matchup specifically, where I would have loved like the Hoshiko or the Val. just because
Mhm.
because we need the card draw more than anything else. At least here we can get good accesses because we know they're gonna.
Ooh.
No! There's no way for us to deal this. We are short. We are short.
We're short one click.
One click.
I told you not to install that daily tasks.
It's gonna go. Oh man. But we can't smash through the Engram flush. Oh, we could. We need to draw a lot here. Motherfucker. Oh, we do have clickless draw. So we basically draw 2 and then just slam Slime HQ into the Engram. A lot of CanCon on the stream. BK, what up? Yeah, it's totally CanCon. There's a lot of CanCon in Netrunner right now.
Speaking of CanCon, you know the Weaker Thens?
It's a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they come up on Spotify. Yeah,
they've got a song called Plea from a Cat Named Virtue. And I always thought it was Plea from a Cat Named Virtue. Isn't that fun? That's some CanCon content.
What is it actually?
So the song is Plea from a Cat Named Virtue. Or Virtute, I don't know. But I always thought it was Plea from a Cat Named Virtue. Like I was reading it as I was correcting it in my head every time I read that song.
Marcus, saying trash it with freedom. Freedom can't trash agendas, unfortunately.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah. Okay, so they have 2 end the run abilities and they have the winning agenda in hand. So a time right now is like we could just do draw, and run through the Engram Flush. He'll use counters to stop you on HQ. I think that's okay because it gets us closer to something.
Mm-hmm.
We also have an I've had worse, which they'll call event, I think, on this because I've had worse helps us. Oh man. And if they use a counter there, we can always cheese R&D. Like if they jam, they can always ice up R&D. I think we have to slam it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Do we not want to check R&D as well, just in case?
I don't know. We know the winnings in here. It's a 1 and 4 though. This only takes 2 cards out of your hand, right? Yeah. Event. Piss. I mean, so I've had worse is obviously a pretty bad lose here because it is a click for 2 cards as opposed to click for 1 card. And it's not damage, so we don't draw. So let's see if they use a counter here. They probably do. Yeah, Biovault, there you go. So if we go back into our whole hand, so we'll take damage. So I think it's either we draw for an answer, which we technically have, so we just need money. So it's either we money up or we go R&D for a cheesy single. I think money up.
All right.
Right? Because they still have to do it install advance, and they can't do that while celebrity gifting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good band, says McCallamain. There was one single that would come up on Spotify lists, and then I listened to their catalog, and it felt to sound pretty different than their popular single. I did not know they were Canadian though. Oh man, they're not on Global Food. We could have had it. We've been playing this whole game not respecting Obokata, and it seems wrong. Okay, so we need to be able to run this twice. No, that's an issue, right? Okay, so there's a run, it's a bounce. It's also now trace 6, so even installing here is right. So it's either make them lose money, which we're not capable of doing. Drawing it to turning wheel won't do it. I don't think we can run this, right?
Right.
Like we need to install Amakua, that's 10 credits. Then we have to run this once, twice, 3 times. We just smash R&D, right?
Yeah. Let's see what's in R&D. Maybe
do we put down Amakua so that we get more virus counters?
Yeah, and then
no, but it doesn't work because if we trash something, we don't get virus counters. Right? Because we trash the card. And then Amakua doesn't get
yes, that's right.
All right, we're just going
to let's do it.
Hope and pray. They also have an Nisa counter we have to respect. IPO. It's going to take 8 virus counters to trash that bad boy. Okay, I don't think we have a chance here, man. We have no multi-access. No. This is where you need a Stargate, and this list doesn't have a Stargate. Like, imagine we Stargate with the Obokata, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Thinking about it.
Yeah. So I think we have to run... Well, if we run HQ, we're not going to hit an Obokata unless they royally fuck it up on the call somehow. We can't run this because it's 2. I think we all have to run HQ.
And hope they call just program?
Yeah, or event. I don't know. Man, that's so aggressive. Fucking fast track. Let's go. Eat your Rizekis. Need to draw before the HQ run? This turn? Yeah, but if we draw before the HQ run, they just need to counter us, so it doesn't actually matter. I think this can get us 6 points. It can't get us 7. And in resource. Yeah, okay. If we hit another Obokata here, though, it's going to be wild. No fucking way. So there was no way for us to get it, right? If we didn't run R&D, if we did not run R&D and we drew a card, we could run here. The Engram Flush would hit us once, and then they would Nisei us on the other one. Get fucked.
All right.
What a dickhead.
There's that CanCon people like to see.
Yeah. Closer than I thought. That being said, like we really luck sacked 4 points out of the top of R&D. Yeah. Yeah, they know about double resource. Like our only out there was Eric to fuck up in a way that he definitely shouldn't have. But shit on me. To be fair, this is like your worst matchup, lol. Yeah, it seems bad. No hunting grounds. Hunting grounds also just like kind of poops on this heist once a turn.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
Yeah. I wonder if you think, I'm going to ask him, this is your list, by the way. Do you think over installing Amakua is right? You can't beat Asa and this. When we hit IP block. I was thinking you were a sandbox deck, so can't really Amakua. The problem is like it goofed us on the IP block. On I think you install Hippo. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's fair. Yeah, I didn't see the fast track. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's a really big deal. Is that the fact that we lost our Amakua? If they kept R&D open, then we would get to 4 strength, and then we can deal with the remote, let alone just a single Thimble rig. Yeah, you need a single into on R&D into Surveyor to break in strength. I think that's totally true. I forgot we had a Hippo and that we could destroy it, and I think they're totally right. That we could just float tags. I didn't realize the game would go that fast because of the fast track into the agenda. And like this is wow, 25 cards actually. We've gone through a fair bit, I'd say, but like I think that's a lot of agendas. There's another like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We pulled 14 agenda points out of 24 cards. That's a bit above average. It's good to play against Eric, though. It's a scary list.
Yeah, for sure.
Fast track's really cool. I want to see Whiteblade make a deep run of Worlds this year. I think he's serious about doing it too. Like I think he had a lot to prove, and he's proved himself. If you listen to the podcast, he was talking about how he's unsure about whether he wanted to play. And the last conversation said that he's going to play, and he's been doing testing with his testing group, which means that he's definitely found something he cares and likes to play, and is excited to play it. So, at least a little all. Kind of trash. It's fun though. Need to figure out the meta. If you don't hear from me. Meta is pretty fucked. Good stuff. Then why take a line with 0% chance to work? I wouldn't say it's 0% chance. For what it's worth, every other line we had a 0% chance to work. And that had like a 2% chance to work. Like running archives, they have a Nisei counter, they have Ag Infusion ability. Like it doesn't work. R&D, we knew the top. We have no way to deal with IP, what's it called? With the IPO, it's too high. It's 8 to 5 counters to trash. And we can't run the remote. So it's HQ or bust. So our biggest win rate chance, I think, was Engram Flush. I don't think there's anything in the deck that would stop. Like that would get around that. Like we don't have Stargate, we don't have Maker's Eye, Turning Wheel's too slow. So that's largely it. Oh, it's turntable actually, for what it's worth. No, it doesn't really mean that much. It actually could have meant something because they had a Nisei earlier.
Is it just one turntable?
Yeah, this is a single turntable.
That's all right.
Do you want to try it again?
I don't know. I'm interested in trying a variety of decks. Maybe let's try an acid deck.
Asa, yeah,
See
sure.
what we can find.
So there's a bunch of Asas. There is boom load testing Asas that you saw like Kenny play. Continentals.
Yeah.
Sid has that famous punitive tier Helheim servers Asa, which I'm a big fan of. Then we just have all the good stuff that people were playing, like Cody was playing it. Oh shit, the person who won the Euro Africas, the nice fellow who won with the Euro Africas, their name is largely attached to it. Do you feel strongly about any of them?
I don't feel strong about any of them. We can play with whatever you want.
All right, you want to do just like the most, I think.
The most basic?
Yeah.
Like the something that's just good stuff, Asa.
Yeah,
that's fine with me.
Okay, cool. The only thing that people are changing is like there's 1 or 2 flex slots. So let's search Asa. Krabs, yo, loses to Leela, what doesn't? Yeah, there's some stuff. You're right though. Leela seems good. Good stuff is the quest build. Yeah, it is. It is the quest build. Christopher, excuse me. So this is the good stuff. I've seen some people changing the list out. I think the biggest complaint is that they wish it had bigger teeth. So some of these lists I've seen has dropped like a single Cyberdex Virus Suite, which is probably fine in the meta. That's self-regulating with like other sandbox decks, and playing a second Fairchild instead. That seems okay, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, there's also a conversation I heard. I get all my news now, I guess, from the ShadowNet. But like the biggest variance, this deck can like play any hand it draws pretty well against most matchups. And I think the only variance opening they talk about really is that whether you get a daily quest early or not, which matters a lot. But anything else like is largely playable. It's hard to get a brick of a hand in this deck. I think I actually might have this list already in somewhere in here because it was probably the deck list of the week at some point. So let me check. Yeah, I do. Actually, I do. Undefeated on JNet. Okay, we're going to do the change though. It's 1 CVS, 1 Fairchild. CVS is good against Freedom. Not really. It's hard to get value. It's good against Amakua, but it's also good against Clot. And I don't know how much Clot you have to play around modernly. Private. Ooh, testing. There's a lot of private matches, right? There's so many people testing. I'm really excited for Worlds, man. Do you know if you're doing any of the side stuff?
I don't know yet, but I'll have the whole weekend free basically, so I might as well. I don't know what of the side stuff I play. Like, I don't really want to do Eternal. I might do Core Experience.
Okay, we are against Geist. We have an opening Rashida Hagen. Geist is an interesting matchup. They have probably Miss Bones in their deck to deal with it. We have an early Marilyn. I feel like we can keep this hand.
Yeah, I like this hand.
Okay.
I don't know what's on my mind for Corp ID yet. I haven't figured this out yet. Sorry, I'm just replying to Thanos.
Yo, Eric, what up? Are you commentating, playing? Yo, man, good game. I'm commentating. I am not playing. I'm signed up for a lot of commentary.
Yeah.
All right, are we blocking this with Hagen? Yeah, I think so. And do we draft our HQ? We might want to because of diversion. Maybe we did this backwards where we want the end to run on HQ. Going down to 2 cards seems stupid. Whatever. Yeah, we could have done that differently. But like, they need to set up to some extent. How's your testing going, Eric? Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know where we are right now. That is Bankroll, which has a trash ability. Okay. So this doesn't look like the competitive like Worlds lists. That list also didn't have Dirty Laundry, I don't think. That's an explosive start. Falsified guessing asset on Maryland campaign. So we could res. They have 11 credits. They didn't trash the Maryland, which I find a bit surprising. I think you should. But they didn't have a lot of cards in hand, so they drew. Apoc Geist? It honestly could be. I think you might be right. This does look like a beginning of an Apoc Geist. It's hard to stop Apoc Geist.
All right, we're off to the races.
We are off. So Boomerang gets through the Hagen. I don't know whether we want to double Hagen here.
Double Hagen and Vitruvius, that's the plan?
Well, I don't know if we want to. Like, we have Lakshmi, right, in this list. I think that's our good thing. But like, getting Apocalypse would be a problem. Drafter doesn't stop the Apoc. But I think we want to set up servers, right? So maybe we protect a Mumba Temple with a Hagen. Mind you, Hagen does eat the bankroll, but they can always pop it first. Because we want to basically get a good one of these fully operational so that we can protect. Or, sorry, fully operational so that we can... I guess we're clicking for a credit here. We should have drawn. That's a mistake. So that we can get we need a Cybernex Coit stat.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of pressure here, right? Like one of these could be an agenda. Well, we probably wanted to put something in server 1. That's a goof. We want things in remotes. Sneak door beta. Oh shit! I guess they're gonna get rolled. That doesn't have a trash cost on it. You can't play that. Wow, we are getting away with murder here.
Joke's on them.
Joke's so on them. Okay, they got a good one. Could try to sneak out the Vitruvius? Yeah, I think we could have. Toggle auto resolve in Maryland. Oh, sick. Nice. Yeah, I'm worried about Boomerang. That's the only thing, is that I'm not too aggressive about it. Oh, what? No, sorry. It's a misclick. Okay, we have Gatekeeper. Obviously, that for archives is good. Sneak Door does look like it looks like it's Apocalypse, I'll be honest. We need a Gatekeep archives, huh? That looks like Apocalypse. Sneak Door, Bankroll. The fact that they're not trashing our shit.
Do we Gatekeeper over?
Oh fuck, this is bad. Yeah, we have to Gatekeeper archives.
Ooh, okay.
I think we just roll this, man. This is bad. Man, apoc pressure. This looks good to play Chrysiums, I think. I actually don't know where the influence goes. I think it's like 2 daily quests. Tour guides, excuse me. Ooh. Prognostic. That's good. Run once a turn.
Cool.
Value. They installed a bankroll. That's a lot more money than it looks like. Okay, so
2 credits every run. It's pretty good.
Can't score that. Jeeves helps.
Why are you losing clicks?
Because I'm clicking on the next card and then there's lag.
Oh yeah, and then you accidentally click a credit.
So we could actually pop off with this. I think we want to pop off with this so that we have a lot of cards in hand, so that when we Jeeves we're good. Because we don't need credits, we just need cards. Oh, Austerity actually will be like pretty good against their game plan. We don't have ice. So we can do 2 installs. If we do this, they can't Apocalypse this turn. They have to do like some sick skateboard tricks. Oh man, our hand is so flooded.
We'll be okay.
Falsified is in reg as well? Did they play Falsified? Yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. Falsified is in reg. Again, this is 2 credits and it gives them a prognostic Q loop. They look at the top of the deck. They can pay a credit to install one of these things. That means that they can do a skateboard trick and boomerang on a turn that doesn't look like they have pressure. So we can score at an SFT. It's not that good unless we draw like an ice here specifically. But we get a cheap Jeeves, which is nice. It also shuffles the deck, so we're not going to draw what they see. Okay, so if we score out SFT, we can install Gatekeeper into Vitruvius into the remote.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems okay. It's tempo.
Yeah, let's do that.
The problem is like we might be overcommitting where we want to overcommit to centrals.
Well, we can put.
Yeah,
we don't have to.
I think we might want to put the Gatekeeper on R&D. I'm really scared of.
All right, Gatekeeper over R&D. That's fine.
Yeah.
Vitruvius in server 1.
And I don't know if we need to do another Mumbo Temple. I think just keeping a card in hand might be better, especially because Apocalypse. Oh, sorry, I hit the Asa ability. This seems really suspicious, though. Maybe we actually should have. Yeah, we will, just so there's more things for them to check. Yeah, if we waited a turn, that's the pop-off Thanos is talking about. If we had another click, right, we could have fully operational to draw and then SFT'd our whole hand. Which would be amazing. But the fact that they hit this means that they're not going to Apocalypse us. And now we have a fork between over-advancing of Vitruvius and or getting our what's it called going. Ooh, Kangamata Gabali. Okay, all this means Apocalypse from a mile away, so that's an issue.
Yeah.
So I honestly think that we probably just want to do the austerity because it stops the Apocalypse.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point.
Or at least slows it down. They need some sort of trick because we get Apocalypse really hard here, and also we'd lose agendas. I think we do one of these to draw.
When
Sorry,
I guess no, it's all right. Let's do you. It's fine.
we didn't get ice for this, which I think might be reasonable. So we played event. Oh, we could have res this for free too.
We could have scored out the Vitruvius and then clicked on the MCA, right?
Yeah, you're right. But I was wanting to get this with a counter just because it's really good against Apocalypse. But yeah, I think that was totally reasonable. Now we have one more. So it's either the Rashid. We haven't seen a Cybernex court, so maybe we just put one of these down. Just another like, oh man, Fairchild 3 would be sick. Fairchild 3 is actually pretty hard for Kangamata or Gabali to get through. And honestly, they have to get through 2 gatekeepers, I think. So they actually need another thing here. Checking server 4, I think that's a Maryland. They really need to trash this, but they don't have the money. They're gonna have to pop one of their bankrolls. The fact that this isn't ice is a bummer. But we're slowing them down. Apocalypse is also 3 credits, but again, they have like, what, 8+4 here. Bankroll gain 8. We're gonna lose our MCA, so we're gonna recur our MCA. Yeah, getting that iced up so they actually spend resources on it would be a lot better. Easy mark to gain 3. Wow. Okay, we'll res this. We forgot to. Just because it's free.
Yeah.
And resing these is also good against Tour Guide or 4 Tour Guide. Tour Guide they might struggle with. They're going to have to do Grappling Hook. Do we want to counter on here or do we want to jam another card? I feel like the counter is good because we have Austerity.
The counter would be good, yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
This is so slow. All right, throwing something out. I think it's Rashida, man.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
She's hard to deal with if we get Apocalypsed, and we also have like, you know, fully operational the wild card. All right. Ooh, are they trashing stuff? No, they're probably just prognostic Q looping. We have 17 credits. I don't think you can really trash this unless they are worried about Tour Guide, but I don't think they can do it. All right, double Gabali. So they can Apocalypse us unless we do something cute here. Okay, I think we actually we Vitruvius for the counter, no?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we Vitruvius, we install Advance, and then we can play like another Jeeves or something? Or Rashida?
Install. Yeah,
or we could do triple install. We could do with Vitruvius for install, and then Advance.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that we can use Jeeves like that. I get tunnel vision when I have a Jeeves out.
Yeah, Jeeves is really strong. Yeah, we just need to draw one more piece of ice and we'd be pretty safe. Man, this run's like absolute garbage. It's just weird to see JNet run this poorly. But I think it's my connection. I don't think it's JNet. All right, so they can Apocalypse here without like an early bird, I think they would need. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's what it's called.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we're going to make them spend a card on here. And this actually has 2 relevant subroutines. Otherwise, they can lose their bankroll or sneak door. So just checking it. We res this for 1 credit. I'm clicking and waiting, and I'm just having faith. It did not work. My faith was poorly placed. So 2 subroutines. One of them will trash either of the programs, and the other one will end the run. So they're going to have to use 2 things here. And if they trash it, there's a chance that Rashida will draw into the next one, or we can just fully op pretty hard. It's also big strength. Not that matters for Kangamata or Gabali, but if they actually have breakers.
Oh, true.
I'm like really shocked we haven't seen a boomerang yet, but maybe they're just holding them for some prognostic Q loop hack, some skateboard trick. Gotta lift and counter. Oh, you're right. That's on me. Thank you. Yeah, totally. Sorry. lag.
Brain lag, whatever.
All right, they broke the end of the run, so the first one might fire. They could always pop their bankroll first if they really wanted to, which they probably should. Ooh, they conk them out of 2, so now they only have one way to deal with ice, but they have a lot of cards in hand.
Okay, and it makes the apocalypse a little bit less scary right now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Lag between keyboard and chair. It is a grappling hook. Okay, so that's their tour guide if we do get a tour guide in Central, which I think is their nightmare. So I think we want a tour guide in Central stat. We have 3 of them. Fairchild 3s are okay. We'll res the Rashids out here. Hopefully draw what we need.
We're definitely going to draw a tour guide here.
Yeah, right?
Yep. How can we not?
Piss. Gatekeeper, that's fine.
Yeah, Gatekeeper's fine.
So the problem with, like, okay, so this is the issue here. They have to get through Gatekeeper twice. Okay, so
yeah,
R&D doesn't matter. They can go through R&D all the HQ all they want. But the problem is, like, icing up HQs, they just do sneak door beta. So it's icing either archives or R&D. I feel like R&D is what you ice.
And we aren't going to try and push out that the global food?
I think we are. No, oh, global food. You're right. Could we just win?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, put out global food, we get the Gatekeeper on server 1 at the same time.
Yeah, but then they just apocalypse us.
Maybe. Do they have enough to apocalypse us for that?
Yeah, they do. They'd have to guess. Like, I feel like we just roll out the SFT and then Biotic out the last Vitruvius. That's like the conservative line.
All right. No, we'll do your way.
Okay, let's see. So we want to do a triple install. So we'll
thinking, arguing.
Okay. Conservative gotta go for the big money. Yo, Phil, maybe. And then from here, we can res this and then we can violet level. Man, I should put that in server 8. That's a mistake. So we'll violet level here. We could always fully op, but I think, like, yeah, there you go. There's the ISO we wanted.
Cool.
So maybe actually the right play was fully opping early so that we could get better. We could do a double install here with our ASA ability and then install an R&D. There was a chance that was actually a lot better. Our hand size is now what, 9? Yeah, because of the Cybernetics court. Yeah, end with Violet. Archives Gate, Court, SFT. Archives Gate's actually fine too. They're checking server 7. This is probably just for their prognostic and their bankroll. I don't think they're going to trash the second Jeeves. Jeeves is unique, so it's not going to make the tour guide that much worse. We also haven't found a Lakshmi. This deck has Lakshmi, right? Yeah, wow. That'd be good. We have 2 foods. And they have to Apocalypse. I don't think they have any other way to deal with Lakshmi. Boomerang, okay. They only have 2 clicks though. But that's 1 Gatekeeper down. So again, that's why R&D was good. Okay, so this is the turn that they probably Apocalypse us. So we basically need to get a tour guide on here. So scoring at the SFT, man, we're going to pop off this turn. We're just going to dump all the ice on Centrals. Fucking hell.
All the ice.
But then we don't have a scoring remote. The thing is, they have to use 2 of their things on a tour guide. This could go faster. Okay, install some stuff. So we can get a double install here if we want to push out the Vitruvius. The Biotics in the bottom 17. We could wait. We don't have clicks for the MC austerity policy. So we'll get tour guide on archives. We'll get Fairchild 3, probably on HQ actually. Because we have a lot of... Oh, that's not what we wanted.
That's not what you wanted. Well...
And I don't know, do we install like the Cybernetics court just to have another subroutine? I don't think it matters. I'd rather have cards in hand that aren't agendas.
Yeah, sure.
You should have just undone click. If I undone click, I have to click again and install the other 2. But yeah, maybe that was faster. Yeah, I want to apologize to our opponent. We're like playing really slow turns because of the connection. Use the rest of your installs and get down Vit and SFT. I think getting down to Vit would probably be fine behind the Hagen, but I feel like they're gonna like pivot that way because they don't have much else to do here unless they do Apocalypse us. I'm just hoping to draw the Biotic and win, which like maybe that's a bit ambitious. Oh yeah, okay, now they're gearing up, so yeah, maybe the Vit was right. Okay, but now we have Daily Quest. Now we have MCA Austerity.
Yeah, MCA Austerity, Quick, Vitruvius.
I think we do Austerity behind Ice. Keep me at.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this? Is another Hagen? That'd be sweet if it was. It is. I think we do Austerity behind Ice. I think we have to click it. So we could do Austerity behind Ice, Vitruvius behind Ice, and then a third thing just like to draw heat. And then click the other option is like to Austerity behind Ice. Sorry, to Austerity behind Ice, and then just do fully operational to draw into the Biotic.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
I like fully operational to draw into the Biotic.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
But then we're just not going to get our Jeeves click, which is fine.
Right. That's okay.
Okay. Okay, so we'll fully operate. Draw 2? No. Draw 2? No. Draw 2?
Sure.
Got it. So we can hold on to one turn, right?
Yeah.
We'll use the one that isn't protected, and now we have to throw out a bunch of cards, unfortunately. So now they only have 3 clicks, so like it's gonna be hard for the Biotic. We have to throw out 3 cards. So I'm gonna throw a Maryland, Daily Quest, and Temple.
Yeah.
It probably actually makes more sense to throw out the Violet level because the trash cost is cheaper, and I don't think we're gonna play it. Why not fully op before the install in case you drew Ice? Because we draw more cards if we fully op after. Just because then it's there's another card with a Ice with a server with Ice in front of it. Yeah, but you're right. There was definitely an option if we knew exactly what's in our deck. So now they're trashing this, so it looks like we win. Unless they can like pull out Clot with Prognostic Q-Loop or Simulchip or something wild. Which some of the decks
Can you hover over? Actually, no, I can look up. I just want to see Prognostic Q-Loop again. Oh, yeah.
Easy mark, okay. So they're down to 5 credits, but I think that's going to do it. We just have to ask for an action once we do install. Advance. Biotic. Advance. Okay, they said GG. So we actually could have even scored out a 4-2 from hand because of the Jeeves. Good game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
There has to be an APOC in there, otherwise their list is pretty surprising. But like we do have a fair amount of tech in it. Like just we're forcing them. We could have forced them. Yeah, they do have it. They discard APOC from the grip. But we were forcing them into the remote. Obviously, MCA Austerity policy is such a big deal against APOC decks. The Anarchs do have ways to deal with it. So do the Shapers. It's just the criminals that don't. Shapers can play Hyperdriver. Anarchs can play whatever is the one that gives them click for brain damage. All 3 in hand.
Amped up or something?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Risky, but...
I don't think it's that risky. I think you just keep 2 APOCs in hand. Criminals can play early bird. Oh, you're right. Criminals do have early bird. It's just that's not a very strong card. But yeah, you're right. They do actually have it. Just they're also their economy, right? Like you have to play easy mark. They used 2 of their bankroll.
Yeah, simple as that. Criminals can play early bird, I guess.
Yeah. They're also not on Tech Trader, right? Like maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe they're not using enough trashables. I'm kind of surprised. Like I feel like just playing Tech Trader and then playing like what spy cameras like as cantrips that give you information is probably worth it. But maybe it's not. I just feel like 1 credit to install isn't asking for a lot. Never said it was good. It's just there. Yeah, it's totally there. All right, where are we bouncing next? Let's do our tasting platter.
Yeah. Where else do we go? Something. I feel like something with Apocalypse in it.
We can
Geist
search.
and Haley and APOC. Yeah, I'm not sure what else is big in the meta right now. I'm not sure what to look for.
Oracle May Ken. This is a fun one. Oh, okay, there's 2 Shaper APOC lists that I think are really cool. Cody's. Oh wait, this is not the one I thought it was, but this one's cool too. This one is an APOC list out of Haley Kaplan. So the idea is that you have Haley stuff, but you also have double APOC. There's also a kit APOC that I don't know the list is published, and there is Simon Moon's that is actually, oh, it's very, very similar. This is Cody's and this is Simon's. So that's the idea.
I think I remember watching one game with the kit APOC.
Yeah, right? Fun. I don't know if the list is published. I don't know who it's attributed to. We'll see. Sunny, why didn't I think of it before? Maybe the most played ID, Leela? Ooh. Is this better out of Az? That list might be. Hold on. Yeah, we saw it, right? Kid APOC. We're not making this up. It seemed really cool too. Love when the meta's so degenerate that blowing all up's the best option, but you can't be surprised. You really can't. It's such a strong card. It's good against horizontal. It's good against glacier, and it's wild. Like the meta has so many ways to deal with it. Border control, it has Crisium, Nisei tokens, Ag Infusion ability, and it's still such a potent threat that it's worth like building a deck around. All right, big question is which Shaper APOC do you want to play? Do you want to play Cody's? The big difference is Harmony AR Therapy and Ika, or Nanotech, which is better against glacier, and I don't know where the other slot is.
Let's do.
They're very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. Let's do this one. Shaper's OP.
Okay. Sorry, Cody. You tried. So we double Ngolo, that's your APOC card. You sometimes want to keep hyperdrivers around. You can use them for setup. And that's a really big deal about this deck. It's an APOC deck, but it also is just Shaper Haley with Pawn Shop, with Proco. You want to get that early with a Beth. You want a hyperdriver to set up. You have your Harbingers. You have your Simul chips to install things cheaply and reinstall them. You have a Stargate. Like this deck has everything. And then 6 influence is all you need for an APOC package. Like that's so wild. The other versions that are not playing APOC, a lot of times you'll see 3 influence for an imp, and then I don't know what else you do in that slot. Maybe another Harbinger, I reckon. Maybe I don't know what else you can do, but yeah, you can do stuff. It's a garbage card. Shouldn't have been playable out of Apex. Verbose, I agree. I think 3 influence is a problem. Whether or not playable out of Apex is another issue, but at least 3 influence is way too little, considering imp is also 3 influence. Yo, do you? I don't know if I've seen you play a lot of like Proco Aesops, that like classic Shaper build that was so big in Montreal. How do you like that stuff?
I like playing against it.
Really? I don't like playing against it.
Because it's just like it's just waiting for them to quick up, and then
it was like always that thing where when we played Netrunner in person, I'm talking about years ago actually though, is that I would always play like fast Titan kill decks or like mid-seasons Blue Sun decks, stuff like that, and it would always be a Shaper sitting across from you that had Film Critic, that had Proco, and if you couldn't win early, you couldn't win at all. It was really hard to create a win condition, and then so much of it was just like blast out fast before they find Film Critic.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I never really played much of that style myself.
Yeah. Paperclip, you're right, is good for influence. Also, Apex isn't even playable in Apex. Yeah, it can get better, I think. But it needs something. I also don't think stoppable the meta is that degenerate. I wouldn't use that word. I think the meta is pretty wide open. I think there's some stuff that's really good, but I think it's such a flexible card. I just like anything that drastically changes the core of Netrunner. But that's the thing, is like, what is the core of Netrunner to you? Because a lot of people have a different idea what the core of Netrunner is, right? Like the asset spam idea people think is different from the core of Netrunner. But like, is mid-seasons or is Seasource Scorched Earth different than the core of Netrunner? That's another question.
I like a game that has multiple win conditions.
Yeah, I really do.
APOC is sort of another win condition, or another like method of eventually winning.
I get salty as fuck against APOC though. Like I'll be honest. Yeah, it does get me really good. I would love a meta where Blue Sun is good. I don't know. Blue Sun's super oppressive. Okay, this is a deck that could be APOC resistant. We're playing against Earth Station. I don't know whether they play Transport Monopoly, but a lot of times they could play oh no, it's all good. They could be playing Crisium, Border Control. Opening hand, we have Pressure with Stargate, Hyperdriver setup, APOC, but none of our like core Shaper stuff.
Right. I don't know if I love this hand.
No, I think it's bad. I don't think we have a play. We're also looking for sick double installs because we are the Haley Kaplan, and look at that double install in our hand. We have early diesel
Oh yeah.
into Proco Aesops, and hopefully we draw something to install it. Big Ice, Big Money, Glacier. I think more influence is good enough to make it hard to include. That's the thing is, though, I think a lot of decks would just play a single apoc still. Apoc to me completely changes the meaning of ice. Yeah. If apoc bounced everything to HQ, would that be... That obviously would make it a worse card. Would it be unplayably bad? This looks like Rashida. So the question is, do we diesel out and then hold off on our Proco? I think we do, because we want to play a gamble or something before we Proco. Okay. So
we could do that on R&D.
Yeah, we could do that on R&D, and then we could do a double Akamatsu and then just play Pawn Shop. Or we could do Pawn Shop Proco. I feel like double Akamatsu into Pawn Shop is not bad. I think it's our most explosive start. Stubble says, I don't know if degenerate is the right word, but with every single faction says yeah. Oh, sorry? What up?
No, so sorry. You just cut out for a bit, and I wasn't sure.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, so I'm saying here, like, maybe a good turn is double Akamatsu and then Aesops, so that we have like a proactive sell next turn that is in like low tempo. They're drawing into an ice wall, which is, you know, a fractor. The only issue is that now we don't have a good double install next turn. We're on 5 credits against what's probably going to be 8 credits from them when they fire Rashida. It looks like they didn't. It's a wall to wall. I think they res that too late in the turn in terms of the timing window. I don't think. Oh no, they. I feel like they res that after the mandatory draw. But we saw an ice wall, so wall to wall is going to get some value, and we do have Clot. So if they are like a red planet, whatever that card's called, red planet. I hate that.
Red planet couriers.
Yeah. We can have a way to interact with it. Probably ice wall in R&D. It's a credit to run HQ, double ice on HQ, and there are 5 credits. Again, running the remote seems okay. We'll pawn something. Oh man, this is running so slow. Okay, so the gamble we're making here is that we can set up faster than they can. So the question is whether we draw for another resource or whether we just play Proco and hit it 3 times.
Let's play Proco, hit it 3 times.
I like it. Yeah, Daily Cast is the only other good Proco thing, but I think that's fair. I don't honestly know if we can sell the Akamatsu. I think we don't have enough MU.
No, we might need it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with Stargate, we probably need one of them. Apoc negates the taxing element of Netrunner. I just think it takes it too far. It's true. It's hard to run every central server, that's for sure. But I know what you mean. So wall to wall, bounce to hand. It looks like they have something to jam. They only have 5 credits, and ice on server 1 has 2 advancements on it. 2 is not really a big break point. 3 obviously is the biggest steal. They just played a hedge fund, and it looks like they might jam flip. So either then we just run HQ or run the remote. Let's see what they do with that last click. Jam in server 1. And it could be Rashida, right? Like it doesn't have to be. Yeah. Double install. So what does that look like? That looks like Lacosta.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, do we pawn or Akamatsu? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think we're gonna need it.
But then we just run this. Man,
I guess
we just run this.
I mean, what kind of ice would it be that has 2 advancement tokens on it?
I think it's an Aket, a Masfingo, a Hordem, a Mouseless. None of that stuff matters too much. Whatever, we'll tank it. This is fine. Just play Proco and hit it when you get to 20 credits APOC. I think you're right about that. The fact that they didn't spend more money on this is a bummer. And our answer to this, I don't think is that good. It's a Gauss, which we install for 4 and we break for 1. And it's probably something we can't afford. Okay, we'll just Proco a couple times, huh?
Yeah.
So we're trying to draw into a Harbinger. Compile. Compile lets us challenge this, man. We'll Proco again. Hyperdriver. So I think we install SMC Hyperdriver.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Then we're down to, yeah.
We don't really still have anything good. Oh, we have 5 MU. I almost panicked. I was hoping that they would spend more money on that. Like a Hordem would have been 3 credits. An Aket is like what? 1 credit, 2 credits, maybe you have to refund. But there could be some pretty bad hits here. And again, I think we need to focus more on the Apocalypse being our win con. And this is kind of a matchup where the border control means that this thing is relevant, the hyperdriver, but we'll see. Compile hyperdriver if you want to challenge. Yeah, I think we compile. What's it called? Gauss, right?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Gauss is our fractor in this deck, right?
Yeah, or Ngolo.
Right.
Which is expensive and it owns 3 credits to break. All right, they're advancing manually, so I don't know what server 1 is. It can't be a Kayambe grid. Again, we still don't know much about the deck, whether it does have like Pricex or other Glacier stuff. Double advance, okay. So SDS drone deployment, SSL, Big Atlas. I don't know. Maybe a Biovault, but I think they would res La Costa. We'll warp into the future, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's find another resource. So we have 7 clicks. We want to find a Beth here or a Harbinger. There's a kicker. Do you daily cast? Sorry, do you diesel here?
Is diesel still worth it when you have a Proco on the board?
No, I don't think it is. Okay, that's that. Kingdom for installable. Okay, that's kind of shit. That's honestly surprisingly bad. We have no good double install out of 10 cards. Did we just commit and Proco once more?
How about we?
That's so bad.
Boy, I don't know. That's really bad. I'm really not sure what to do here.
I think we install SMC and Clot and we pawn the Clot.
Sure.
Oh, we probably actually should have SMC'd for a Harbinger. I think we should have SMC'd for a Harbinger. Because, oh no, maybe not, because we didn't have a second. So then we'll just install...
And install daily casts? Or...
I think you're right about that. I think we install casts. Compile? Why? Yeah, I'm holding on. I think the only other resource we have in our deck is a Bath, which is a 2 of, so this makes sense. Let's get rid of the diesels. Haley, the other SMC down? Yeah, we did do a double install. But I think we might want to go a bit more for like SMCing for like Harbingers and stuff like that. SMC for Hyperdriver, Floofy. Yeah, actually probably fair too. We could have done that at the start of turn. Or they're advancing out. Could compile to challenge the remote and install SMC with Haley. Yeah, we could. I don't know how good it is compiling there. Like, it's still 3 credits. Like, our money's not good, and this could be reversed accounts, right? Maybe that's a bit too conservative to play around reversed accounts, but they could be a kill deck. And I don't know if we have misdirection. Yeah, of course we do. We're Shaper. Is this list on StimHack? Yeah, it has 2. What up, Walloon? It has 2. So they're flipping. So now that we want to run HQ, if anything, but like oh, it's just an Atlas with without a counter. What's their last click? That they can't get a counter in this? That's wild.
That's surprising.
That's super surprising.
Okay.
So we'll pawn the Clot. Do we just run HQ here? Like, they only have 6 credits. I think we just run HQ here, right?
Yeah, might as well try to flip it. We've got the SMCs.
Yeah, we have a lot more money than they do. This looks like maybe a Rashida? I don't know what this is. We have another goal in our deck. Also, if they don't res any of this stuff, like, we could just Apocalypse this board. I think it'd be worse for us than them. Like, we are losing Procos and daily casts and double SMC. Like, that's a bad APOC. Guessing they're super flooded and second Atlas? Yeah, could be, but I even think the second Atlas, like the Atlas counter, is worth it. So that's an Afshar. So that's going to lose 2 credits end the run. Our only way through that is an Angolo, which is kind of expensive.
Yeah, it's kind of pricey. Is it worth it? I don't know. Probably not.
I think if anything is worth it, thinking. Okay, so I think it might be worth it, right? So what we do is we pop the SMC to install a Harbinger from the deck to free install this from hand. So that would be
That's
7
cool,
credits. Yeah, let's try that. Man, I need to play so much more Haley to feel confident about anything. The other option is installing the Gauss, but I feel like this is fine. Now, we're still going to lose a lot of money on this. We're going to lose 4. And now we've interacted with them. Or 3, excuse me. So they only have 3 credits. And like in theory, we can still Ngolo through this. I don't think we have the money. We could compile through this. Yikers. Border control. Okay. So we just flipped them. So now running this remote, we have to paint it and boost. Ooh, 3 strength is the awkward part. It's 5 credits to go through. If we compile for a Gauss, we won't have the credit to break. And we don't have the money to run R&D, run archives. I feel like we just have to Proco a bit here, man.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll just Proco.
If we have a stim hack. Oh, Beth is good. No, it's not really. You don't have money. We already installed one thing this turn.
Yeah, I don't know if Beth is going to be worthwhile.
If it's a Rashida, yeah, it is. I think we do Beth, because next turn we can double simul chip and we can just pawn one of them. If it's a Rashida, the Beth is good. It also, it's more likely a wall-to-wall, honestly. Like, they returned that to hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why is the wall-to-wall is not better than an Atlas counter for sure. We also have to know, like, they're on low credits here. We could have just like SMC'd aggressively for Stargate and been like, fuck it, you res Afshar, you have 3 credits. We're going to Stargate you now. It's also a nice turn if we need to use simul chip, because we're going to pawn the Harbinger. So in theory, we get the reduction, but I don't think there's anything we want to simul chip back. We still have a long game in front of us, because that's not the Atlas.
Yeah.
But man, that ice wall is getting bigger and bigger. We're going to need a big Gauss. But I think more likely we're just going to try and wipe the board. Clicking for credits. And hey, it looks like it's a Crisium on HQ.
Yeah, probably Crisium there.
Okay. Wow. Despite simul chip value, I think we still want to pawn this. We're going to start with 7 credits. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And a Beth credit. 8 credits. Check that shit out. Okay. Poke R&D?
Yeah, let's check R&D. That's what I was about to say.
Cool. I like that this deck has Dirty Laundry in it. This is probably a nice wall. So they could consider Resin They don't need to play around Beth, so they don't need 5 something. Alright, so this we can in theory paint through. But I think we're just going to let that fire. They did not play around Beth, so they must have needed 5 or something. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they have another hedge fund in hand. Okay, so Stargate is not that bad once we get the Gauss out. So let's just set up, right? Like a Shaper.
Yeah.
Another Proco. Another Proco. So double simul chip?
Yeah, double simul chip.
Okay. Okay, there we go. It caught up with us. So wall to wall. It's another card. It's another credit. Maybe I think wall to wall is firing too fast because the card is drawn. No, I don't know. It always looks like wall to wall fires after mandatory draw, which is strange. We're back into Beth's zone, which is nice. We're going to be able to pawn the daily cast, which is nice. Ice wall is getting thick there. It is. And Golo, we can always just compile our Gauss into it if we really need to get there. I don't know what that a defensive upgrade is. And them flipping is going to be a problem, especially because they have Crisium. But again, they don't have the money to support this. And they're putting all their advancements on a single card, which makes it more look like Red Planet Couriers than it does exactly like Mass Comms, because this is not a good play for Mass Comms, which is hard money for us to interact with. They also have to throw out 2 cards here. How's that possible? Oh, Mando draw and wall-to-wall draw? Do you want to check archives?
Yeah, sure. Let's check archives.
I don't know, man. Should we?
Maybe the upgrade is they're one of CVS.
It's probably Crisium because of their ability, right?
Yeah.
We should just Stargate here, man. I'm saying YOLO Stargate. I just wish we had something to install from hand.
We might.
But if we YOLO Stargate, we can simulchip. I don't know if that's good. We can proco once. Maybe we'll draw into a program. Yeah, fucking sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get down our Stargate. We have the MU. From hand, we'll install this. Then we'll Stargate. It's 3 credits to break an ice wall. Feel like we can stomach that.
Yeah.
Oh, Fat is saying about the CVS. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I feel like this deck runs like 3 Chrysiums. So this is a really big deal, right? Because it lets us see the future. And control their future, because they're just drawing up right now. So we're going to reveal 3 cards off the top, get a trash 1, and then return the other 2 in the same order. So we both see these revealed cards.
Yeah.
We got a Beth credit there too. I would assume, oh, the CVS and server 1. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the HQ thing. Yeah, you're right. If this could be a CVS, I don't know if that's that good. I was assuming they're on La Costa. So it's NAPD Corden, which makes it look like La Costa, Colossus, and Project Atlas. Now, the biggest issue if we don't trash the Atlas is that, sorry, if we trash the Colossus, it's hard for us to run back to get the Atlas. We'd have to compile.
Yeah.
So I think we give them the Atlas, Colossus, because if they res the Colossus, it's in a bad spot. We have a nanotech in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get into the Colossus, and we don't care about the Corden, so.
We do care about the Corden eventually, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want them to have it, but I think the Atlas is the better thing to go for.
So I was going to proco for Dirty Laundry. Didn't get it, but we'll just take it out archives, whatever. Compile, use simulchip to keep Gauss. Oh, there's a Fire Suite in there. Oh, there's a toll booth. This is a weird list. I don't think they have the money to support some of this ice. Like, they're drawing a 6 cost ice. They have an 8 cost ice in the bin, but they might be throwing that because they don't have money, but also maybe just because they can't afford it right now. I don't know. Yeah, now we go to get the Gauss down, right? So they drew a Colossus. The next thing is NAPD Corden. That is only 2 to trash. So in theory, if we get the Gauss down, we could break the ice wall, trash the Gordon, and then go through and then see 3 more cards with Stargate. But also, actually, no, they're probably just drawing through the Corden and the Colossus. We'll see what they do to wall. Advancing, still that same ice.
And then they're deciding if they want to put a wall-to-wall back in hand for some reason.
You have 9 credits.
This delay.
Gain a credit off wall-to-wall. Let's see. It's up to 3. They don't have to do it. They don't have to draw cards. They drew a card. So the top of our is fresh, clean. We have to respect the Colossus, though, which is not that hard. We do have the nanotech in hand, and I think it'll be then at, 3 strength? So it's 1 boost, which, again, the wall-to-wall gets annoying. But it's only 4 credits plus install. Okay, that looks like a Colossus, right?
This is almost definitely a Colossus. That's fine.
So we always want to keep a Harbinger around until we're doing a simulchip play, and I don't know what our simulchip plays are, honestly. Like, it's really good with Imp. That could be the Colossus. Okay, so I'm going to pawn the other one.
The face down one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we just fucking compile it, right?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So we gotta do the math here, you're thinking. So compile pulls from our stack or a heap, if I'm not mistaken. You may search the stack for the heap, install at all costs. When the run ends, add the program to the bottom of the stack if it's still installed. Oh, right. So if we simulchip it, we can bring it back, which is fine. But if we do this, it costs us, so that's going to be 4, 5, 6, leaving us with 5 credits. It seems like enough. We'll proco 1, so I just don't want to draw into the Gauss. That's fine. Proco again? I don't know what we're drawing into. We can just go for it. Oh, but if we compile, we're not fucking Stargating, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're just going for single access. That's a problem.
Yeah. Do we just put this down and bite the bullet? I think we can pay 3 to go through an ice wall. Fuck it. We could have pro-code there once more, probably. Let's see if they spend 6 on a Colossus. It doesn't have to be the Colossus, right?
Yeah. It's good for us if they do.
Yeah. So the next simul-chips are, sorry, hyperdrivers are really hard to use. Obviously, we don't have the MU. Oh yeah, it's a border control. We do that. So we can let them gain 2 credits, or we can pay 3. So now we really want the Gauss.
Well, if they gain 2, then we've got Beth credits next turn.
We're gonna get it anyways because of wall-to-wall.
Yeah, we're gonna get it anyway. You're right. Yeah.
I think we want to deny them. Our economy seems way more stable than theirs.
Sure.
So we're not gonna break the end of the run because we can only break 1 barrier this turn with Ngolo. All right, so it's all about finding that Gauss and getting a bit more money. So we'll proco. Hey, a bit more money there. There she is. You should compile the Harbinger into play, getting the Nano and overrating the Harbinger for Aesop food and dodging, putting it back in the deck. Not what you should do, but cool. Compile the Harbinger into play, getting Nano and overrating the Harbinger for Aesop food. That's fascinating. There's a lot of like really cool plays you can do. We're already 17 cards left in our stack. Like, how wild is that?
We've been drawing a lot.
And we have been. They're going all in on this one ice wall. All right, so they just bounced it. Again, that means there's a Colossus out there on server 1. They did get hedge fund money. They might IPO this turn. We haven't seen one yet. They could definitely use the money. Now the border control is kind of cool against Stargate, but again, then they're down to a single ice wall, so only go so far. I feel like we have to pawn something here. Man, playing aggressive in Shaper for me is like, I can't figure it out, man. We probably should have just got down our Gauss and just been like, yo, I have Gauss. What are you going to do? To be fair, that ice wall sucks to break with Gauss now. It's all absolutely Ngolo's problem now. Yeah, anything that's really big is so much easier with like Ngolo. Like, what, 7? So what is it? 2 to paint. Oh, that's not Ngolo. They flipped.
They flipped, but what are they going to put down?
Okay. So I think we're going to pawn unconditionally. We know that we have a cheap simul chip this turn if we need it, which is good for abusing Gauss if we had it.
Yeah.
So if they res a Colossus,
remind me of the rules when.
Yeah.
I was about to say, well, when you trash a Harbinger, that eats up Haley's once per turn ability, right?
No, they changed it.
Okay.
It doesn't eat Haley's ability, and it's considered trashing a program because it was a program when it's trashed. So it's a good for simulchip and better for Haley. It used to not be that way totally, though. You're right.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So we could run HQ for 3 credits and then see if there is a Chrysium, which will put them down to, you know, not a lot of money. That's a play. Then we could compile R&D and put pressure on. We also could just like run server 1, compile server 1. We don't even need to. Yeah, let's just run R&D, run server 1. We still haven't found a stim hack yet, which is kind of a bummer. One bad publicity also would have been huge.
Oh, yeah.
So we can only break one of these subroutines. We'll break the end of the run. Paying 3 for a 3 cost dice. Pretty good. We also trapped our MU without putting out Gauss. Oh, that's true, actually. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be a huge problem. I think we might have trashed one too many of our Akamatsus. Yeah, fuck. What do we do about that? So they'll probably res a Chrysium here, which means we still get an Axis. See if they can forward. The thing is, if they res a Chrysium, they can still res the Colossus, but if they res the Colossus, that's all they're doing. What's the idea behind apoc Haley? She can set up quickly again. It's the idea that it's flexible, right? Like you have a good efficiency deck to get to the late game if you need to. Also, it's Apocalypse. And Ngolo is one of the best Apocalypse cards by a pretty big margin. So card from hand is going to be a Cordon. Oh, it's a Colossus. What's there? So if we trash this, it saves us 6 credits from running the remote. It also keeps us from apocalypsing.
Is Apocalypse our game plan? Or are we?
It's looking better and better, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's not. We have to let this one go through. Like if they score something here, their money is bad.
But you don't want to trash the Chrysium? Or you do?
I don't. Then we're on 6 credits. And then what are we doing? No, I think we do. I think you're right. I think we have to.
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, but I think we're just procoing here because we don't have MU. I don't know what we do for the Gauss. Maybe we can just trash the nanotech on our turn and pull it in later. Stim hack, that's a card. I think we'll do one more time. Oh, misdirection. That's a install, but we don't have the MU. Yeah, this is hard, man. I don't know if we're as aggressive as we could be. Accidentally ace-hopping one too many mem chips has bit me before in the style deck. I think the deck list, it was a different shaper deck list. Oh, I think, who wrote it? Somebody wrote recently a really good article explaining how ace-hop's deck works. Yeah, it's Gregory Tung, Crit HD, and they're explaining how you want to keep 2 Akamatsus, but this is a really good read if you want to know a bit more about the format. 2 advancements. What was that last time they double advanced? Okay, the big question is whether we apocalypse in this turn, and now if we do, we have to deal with the border control first.
Yeah. We've got 11 credits. Can we do it this turn?
Yes, almost definitely. We compile, we trash the Stargate so that we can simulchip it with our final simulchip. But that's really bad too.
4 credits, like.
Yeah. Oh, they played MVP Corden. Oh, they're actually scoring a big agenda here.
Okay, yeah. So perfect time to apocalypse.
Yeah. Yeah, but that means that we have to like compile R&D.
Yeah.
This is hella dodgy. So many of our cards, like, we were committing to the table that we're not going to be able to get back. Yeah, this is a bummer. I don't think we planned out the apocalypse pretty well. There's new articles on StimHack. Yeah, they're good. And you trash your backup ace-ups to have the apocalypse. Exactly, yeah, we fucked that up. Like, I think knowing what you have to keep in hand to repair is a really big deal. And the ace-ups is your repair tool. Yeah, so that's going to be a huge problem. Hopefully we can win with just this thing. Pull the Gauss. We don't have a Haley that we care. Stop it. Oh, this is running like absolute trash. Please trash. Please drag. I think we got it this time. Wait, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, fuck. We barely have enough money.
So let's hope that they don't res the thing on HQ.
Yeah. If they res anything on HQ, we're hosed. Don't worry, dude. We got this.
I'm not worried. You're worried.
I'm not worried. You're worried. Stim hack it? Stim hack it? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Second Golo in the deck? Yeah, second Golo in the deck. Oh, continue to counterize. This one's on me. Yeah, I think you're right. We stim hack it. But they could also pop here. You still have the second King Golo? Yes, we totally do. Digital rights management. Sick. It's a good card with Crisium. I think we're just going to stim hack it.
Yep.
Now, obviously, losing the misdirection would be way better than anything else. And we haven't used this thing yet, so we're guaranteed to get through this ice unless it's another border control.
Oh yeah, you could have saved that Gauss just in case.
Sorry?
You could have saved that Gauss just in case.
Oh yeah, but we have Ngolo. Yeah, but you're totally right. There's a Colossus. Not a great card on an empty board. We lost an Apocalypse. Cyberdex Fire Suite. So in theory, we have to wait for Biovault, but we didn't. So now it's too late. And we will wipe the board. Okay. So If we had the Ace
right.
Ops, if we were smart about this, we think there's a 3-pointer in archives though, so we could cheese the game out. And we have another in goal and 15 cards. We also have no more diesels. So like we hand managed really poorly, and this is where such a great time to hand manage. Like just put down fucking pawn shop. We have like 18 credits worth of value here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. 24 credits worth of value. Skip on calling Ace Ops. And now they have to rebuild their whole board. They are flipped. Our econ is in the toilet. It doesn't look like they are on hard-hitting news or anything else. We also threw out a bunch of advancement counters, so like that feels good because if you're playing a person, you just knock them off the table. Let's see what they're doing. Calling Ace Off doesn't answer. New phone, who dis? Thimble Res would be hilarious. Oh yeah, Thimble Res would be a way out. You're totally right about that. We also know they have Colossus, but they can't seem to afford it right now. They're on 5 credits. I think we draw once to run R&D. Oh, that's a card. Oh, we probably want to run Archives, right? And hope it's not SDS. Cyberdex Virus Suite. We could trash that and go back. Or do we want them to draw this garbage?
Oh, there we go.
We want them to draw this, right?
Yeah, let's draw.
Because then we can play our... Oh, we also want to draw here so we don't lose to Punitive. Vulnerability Audit! Holy moly. Okay, and now we can see what was trashed. So they lost 2 border controls and a Rella Salvatore. Pat.
Oh, it's my deck.
It's your deck, dude.
I did run an Earth Station with a Rella Salvatore. That's cool.
I'm going to draw here not to die to Punitive. It was CVS called it. Yeah, you're totally right. It was CVS. We died a puny here. We died a double puny here. Because we drew once. And this is only 3 agenda points. So they have to have double puny. And I think if they have double puny, they'd just do credit puny puny. We'd lose. But we've seen a lot of cards. It's not 4 points. Yeah, you're thinking of the other one. But we are now on game point. That probably is a CVS. Never mind. What the fuck is that?
SDS?
Yeah, but if it is, we can misdirection it. We running this, right?
Yeah.
If it's an SDS, that's gonna be so cool. It's a June bar!
Yep.
I broke my mouse. At the top back part came out like, oh man, GG. Why do people play traps in this deck? He says after losing. Part of my mouse came off. Oh man.
Ah, that's funny.
That's
good.
Great. How does this
what a way
happen?
to die.
We didn't consider it.
Yeah.
This Leela list is trash. That's such a rusing. Man, this list is playing one remote that they heavily ice and NAPD Corden and is still playing Junebug.
Yeah, that's great.
We should draw once. We should always draw once. They had an Oaktown in hand. Yeah, man, from there we're off to the races, right? Like we have Hyperdriver. Oh man, we totally lost that fair and square. Oh man, one influence. Let's go. Resol. There's a Colossus, and they did have that, so that's actually the bad face check. But one of these we could guess is the Colossi. Oh, that's so great. Thanks for the game, eh? So rused. Vulnerable audit and not 5/3 is harder to fake. Yeah, I guess so. The idea with vulnerability audit, like they had digital rights management, so they want to DRM this. And so I think that's what they're doing, right? Digital rights management to pull an agenda and then just install a Junebug instead. Which is way easier to do online than it is in person, because otherwise you have to do like hand sense. But that's so wild. And like it's such a weird play there. Like we haven't seen an NGO front. I was thinking it was just like an SDS, but that doesn't really make sense with what they're doing entirely.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably should have drawn once there, huh? Fun Alder works nicely with Corden. Yeah, it does. It does. You can do install advance Corden. So it's like 6 credits, which on top of another 6 credits, that does add up. Okay, Pat, I think we did not play that optimally, but they definitely got us good and well. And thanks for consistent, thoughtful, enthusiastic streaming, commenting. Oh, cheers!
Oh, that's nice. Tell them I say hey. Tell them I say hey.
Pat says hi too. Oh, that's really kind. Oh man, they got it so good. Damn, damn, Pat, you rock. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I really do.
Funnily, the Audit is such a card. That's the only problem I have with this card is that like it's always so anticlimactic when you lose to it. It's just like, oh, they won 4 points in solid advance. I'm fine. Oh, I lose. It never feels good. Hey, you too. Seems really good with Jeeves. Yeah, a lot of people were saying like this is good with Jeeves. This is good with the lockdowns. But like since then, no one's played it. I'm interested, right? Because that 3-point slot, like SSL, Global Food, those only one of those is an option now. Whether Accordion's going to take its spot, like we've seen so many aggressive decks, Fast Track. We saw that like Ag Infusion deck that could have, in theory, Obakata is still a good agenda, so maybe they don't need it, but like it's definitely worth considering. Jeeves is a lot higher. Feels good from the Corp. Oh, Corp feels great. You feel like, aha, I got you with the meta and the card knowledge, but like with the runner, it's just like, oh, okay, you win.
Yeah.
Which, there's no way around that. Amazing with Saraswati. Diogene, what up? Pat, it's 11:30. Sorry, man. I think that's all for now. You got some practicing to do for the week. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. No, I got a good look at the meta. Four game meta. Yeah, 4-game meta. I mean, I got to look at a good Ag Infusion deck we played against, and I feel good about this.
What I like to do is I get on, admittedly, onto a Smurf just so that like I'm not expected to have conversations because I can't. But I'll put on another monitor if I'm at work or something, if I have like that sort of focus I can do, and I'll just start spectating games randomly just to see what people are up to some extent. And I found that always is really cool. Not that like you can get the best meta read from the casual lobby of JNet, because I think a lot of players are testing privately, stuff like that, but it's definitely pretty good. Pat, you still gonna run those archers is the question.
Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. No matter what I play, and probably those archers, even in my Shaper deck, I assume I'm gonna try and find a way to fit those archers in.
You can get them good though, dude. If the core face plants in that stuff, it's so big.
That's true. It's so satisfying. Like they'd never see it coming. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna just play a variety of stuff over the next few days, and then hopefully settle on something.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm excited, man. Obviously, hit me up. We'll talk about it. So all you need street magic. Yo, Archer's big bane is that Snake Charmer. We've been calling the meta. That's largely it here. We'll be back next week on Thursday, and then World starts on Friday, which is super exciting. I'm looking to do commentary. I don't have anything 100% to say, but we'll definitely know more next week. For everyone training this weekend, maybe this week, best of luck. Hopefully you're having a good time trying to figure out what's good, play what you like, play what you know, or maybe figure something else out. In Montreal, and probably rest of Canada too, it's kind of a weird time now. They've crunched down really heavily on the lockdowns. There's 28 days where you literally can't do anything else besides go to work, kind of, and some people, not even everyone obviously, but it's weird. So hopefully you're all comfortable at home as well.
I hope everyone is staying safe and staying comfy.
Fad's asking, would Street Magic be interesting with the Corp card? In almost no way, I don't think. I think there's only one card, which is like Bulwark, I think. Whichever one, there's like 2 credit end the run after the end the run. Yeah, almost not. I don't think it would matter. I don't think so. Cool. That's all. Take care, everyone. Shout out to everyone we played against, everyone hanging out in chat, everyone checking out the VOD. Ooh, Little Engine. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hydra. Hydra, you like the subroutines, don't you? But that's largely it. We'll be back in a week. Take care.
All right, bye everybody.